finals right. The final buzzer is not when you take a timeout. Eli Zarin brings you interviews and puts tonight's game into perspective. Live courtside from Portland. It takes two to cover the finals right.
Next, from CBS Sports, Game 5 of the NBA Finals.
When you are the world champions, you have that certain look. It's not something you can learn, it's something you acquire through greatness. And throughout this series, the Detroit Pistons have shown the Portland Trail Blazers what greatness is all about. And the backcourt, they are proving to be the best guards this side of Buckingham Palace. When the Trailblazers brought this series to their home court, it was expected they would dominate. Instead, they learned very quickly how fast things can fall apart. If Detroit has the look of champions, Portland has the look of frustration. And now, down 3-1, they are looking at summer vacation. Since they began playing professional basketball, only 2 franchises have repeated as champions. And the headline Detroit is looking for tomorrow has 3 words: back to back. The rugged beauty of the Pacific Northwest has been the backdrop for this leg of the NBA Finals. Everywhere you look, there's a snapshot. And it's not easy taking care of the land, but they do it with pride and distinction here. And when they say this is Blazer country, they mean it. The land they are protecting tonight is right there, the Portland Memorial Coliseum. The Portland Trail Blazers arrived here tonight hoping upon hope that they can get back into the series. It's not embarrassing, but it sure is serious being down 3-1. On the other side, the faces of the Detroit Pistons. They arrived 3-1 up, and before the game, they pledged to get the job done tonight, and somewhere inside this building, they have champagne on ice. And so welcome to the 1990 NBA Finals, Game 5 between the Detroit Pistons and the Portland Trail Blazers. And good evening, everybody. I'm Pat O'Brien. Well, here it is, the first championship trophy of the 1990s, and the way Detroit is playing, this could be gracing their trophy case in no time. There are 3 games left in this series, and all the Pistons have to do is win 1 before they hold this thing over their heads. Portland is in trouble. There's no kind way to say it. No team has ever come back from this deficit, and all the Trailblazers have to hang their hats on is that perhaps they can be the team to make finals history. And with that, let's hear from the coach, who is standing by right now with James Brown. JB?
All right, Patrick, and I'm sure Rick Adelman is counting on that. And Rick, despite the 3-1 disadvantage, you guys have pushed Detroit to its limits. You've reached deep into your coaching bag. Any tactics left at all?
No, I don't think so. I think what we have to do is just do things better over a consistent game. We've had dry periods in the games that cost us wins, and we know we could easily be up 3-1 rather than down 3-1, but that's where it's at. We know that's how it is in the playoffs. We had the good fortune of being ahead in the other playoffs, so we're going to go out and try to play our game better over 48 minutes.
Rick, you've been here as a player. You understand what inspirational speeches work and which ones don't. Did you have an inspirational speech this evening, or were words necessary?
I don't think they were necessary today. We had a good talk yesterday. If I gave any type of speech, it was yesterday in practice, and we talked about just spending the next 24 hours getting ready for this game, and I looked at the players today, and they seem to be ready, and tonight they seem very ready. So I think we all know where we're at, and we got to win this game or our season's over. We think if we can take it one more step, who knows what might happen.
Best to you.
Thank you very much.
All right, as we get ready to go back upstairs to Pat, you might be interested to note that when I talked to the players in the locker room, they all said, JB, we'll see you in Detroit on Sunday. Let's go back upstairs to Pat.
All right, JB, thank you. Now, if you are a Portland fan, turn away from your set and plug your ears, because I'm going to show you a graphic about what this down 3-1 means. In the history of sports, only 6 teams have come back in a best-of-7 series being down 3-1. 5 in the World Series, 1 in the Stanley Cup, and none in the NBA. This is a huge mountain to climb and the biggest game of the season for the Trailblazers. We'll talk about the game with Dick Stockton and Hubie Brown when we come back from Portland. Stay with us.
CBS Sports coverage of Game 5 of the 1990 NBA Finals is sponsored by Miller Lite, bringing you the exciting conclusion of the Tour de Light. The Goodyear Tire and Rubber Company. And by Ford and your Ford dealer. Have you driven a Ford lately?
At Ford, we've applied the energy of our worldwide resources to completely change the way we make small cars. Our goal, to bring you a new car that is as trouble-free as possible. The result is the new Ford Escort, designed and built to rival the best small cars in the world. Introducing the next Ford Escort. A new line of thought, a new line of cars.
Have you driven a Ford lately?
Coach Daly, it's the Ford Probe. Sparky, T-Bird's the one.
Oh, I'm sorry. I can't make up my mind.
Hey, come on, guys. They're all great cars.
Get 7-9 financing for up to 48 months or $1,300 cash back on Thunderbird. Plus, get $1,500 cash back on any new Ford Probe.
And they say women can't make up their minds. Let your Metro Detroit Ford dealer be the referee.
Bill Brown, Plymouth east of Farmington, Royal Oak Ford, Woodward south of 12 Mile, Pat Milliken, Telegraph south of Plymouth.
Right now we're getting a blood pressure, and I don't know what his vital signs are. I don't know what he took.
The numbers are heartbreaking. Almost 2 million American teenagers use illicit drugs. More than 250,000 of them use cocaine or crack at least once a week. To appreciate the magnitude of these numbers, all you have to do is look at one. New medical evidence has shown that cocaine or crack can cause fatal heart seizures, even in first-time users. Remember, it's not a game, it's your life. Don't let it end in sudden death.
We're in a must-win situation, and we're all in it together.
You look for anything in a series like this, and what they're talking about in Portland today is that when they won their championship in 1977, the day was exactly like today. Glorious, beautiful, and sunny as you look live on the banks of the Willamette River, and there's the Portland Memorial Coliseum. Let's go down to Dick Stockton now, who's calling the game for us tonight. Dick?
All right, Pat, thank you very much. The scoreboard says Pistons 3, Trailblazers 1. But this, in my view, may be the most competitive finals we've ever seen, in which a team has a chance to wrap it up in 5 games. The Trailblazers have given the Pistons everything they could handle, and we've been treated to 2 classic games already in the series. On the Pistons side, realize that they want to become the first team since 1953, a long time ago, to win 3 road games in the NBA Finals. Maybe more important for Joe Dumars. You know, his father passed away last Sunday. The funeral is Saturday. If they wrap it up, they get business all finished, and Joe can go about his business of going to his funeral. Hubie Brown, what about Portland? What now? What more can they do?
Well, I think that the third scorer must step up. Drexler and Kersey are playing outstanding, but they need Porter or Duckworth to step in with some big games. Next, if they keep the offense below the foul line, they're really breaking Detroit down and having a lot of success. I think if they struggle early, we will see the pressing and trapping, and plus maybe go to a smaller team in the first half.
You know, Hubie, a year ago we were marveling over those 3 great guards for the Detroit Pistons when they beat the Lakers. Now we're marveling at them again with what they're doing in Portland.
Well, you know, any time that you go onto a foreign court and they score 75 and 78 points, that's amazing. But they're breaking the heart of the Portland defense by hitting the long-range threes. They're averaging 5 makes a game, and it usually happens with either 1 or 2 seconds on the shot clock. But like John Sally says, the game is won in the trenches, and our front court is beating the #1 rebounding team in basketball.
All right, Hubie. Dennis Rodman, same story. Will not start, could play if they need him. Vinnie Johnson, hyperextended knee in the last game. They say he's 95%. Patrick, back to you.
All right, Dick, fellas, thank you. Let us say this again. This series is not over. Anything can happen. But this is the stage of the finals where everybody starts thinking about the most valuable player. And if you had to vote tonight, put a check mark next to the name of this one. Isiah Thomas has exploded in this series and is playing like a man possessed. And his motivation is to be just like his best friend, whose name is Magic Johnson.
Having him to shoot at makes me that much better. If he wasn't there, not only as a friend, but as a competitor to shoot at, I don't know if I would have gotten all out of myself that I think I've gotten. Having to compete against him has definitely made me a much, much better player. It's like we all strive to be like perfect. You know, when you go in, you're practicing, you want to be like a perfect basketball player because that's the only reason why you're practicing, to get to that level of perfection. And for maybe 4 or 5 minutes or 6 or 7 minutes, you know, all your skills and all the hard work comes together for that brief moment, and you become like a perfect player. And when you feel that, you just try to exploit it.
Will he continue to dominate? Will Detroit get their champagne baths? Or will the Trailblazers' alarm clock go off tonight and send this series back to Motown? The fans who fill this building every game know this is the last game of the season here, and they are here to say, come on, fellas, it's not over till it's over, and it better not be over. We'll be back with the starting lineup and the game after this. Stick around. We got a good one for you.
This is it. After 2,986 miles, the Tour de Light, the race to win America's favorite light beer, has reached New York.
Excuse me, fellas. I'm looking for New York. Big place, tall buildings. Subway?
This is when many cyclists say they hit the wall, but they push on. Why? Because it's there, at the finish line, a lifetime supply of Miller Lite. They are all still in this thing. Well, everybody except Woody Harrelson. Apparently, he is still on that shortcut.
All right, looking good.
These guys would not push themselves for just any beer. Only the less filling beer that really tastes great. Here they come. It's anybody's race. I don't believe it. Woody wins. And so, what was it that drove these guys across America? The quest for Miller Lite, America's favorite light beer.
Looks like they're going to need more Miller Lite.
Dear Dad, you once told me that courage is putting your fear aside and doing your job. Here in the Army, I've learned what that really means.
Be all that you can be. Benefits on life in the Army.
This is live, but you are not looking at Portland. That is the Palace in Auburn Hills, where nearly 22,000 fans have gathered to watch television, folks. They paid a few dollars each to go in there and support their team on the big screen there, and it says live on CBS, and all our fans there, welcome to the game. We hear you fine out here in Portland. Back at the Memorial Coliseum, they've got some business to do as well, and let's go down to the PA announcer now, and here's Pat Lafferty.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Memorial Coliseum for the 1990 NBA Finals. And now, the starting lineups for Game 5 between the Detroit Pistons and your Portland Trail Blazers. First, for the Eastern Conference champion Detroit Pistons. At forward, in his 9th season from DePaul, number 23, Mark Aguirre. At forward, in his 13th season from the University of Washington, number 53, James Edwards. Starting at center, his 10th season from Notre Dame, number 40, Bill Laimbeer. At guard, in his 5th season from McNeese State, number 4, Joe Dumars. At guard, in his 9th season from Indiana, number 11, Isiah Thomas. And the coach of the Pistons in his 7th season, Chuck Daly. And now, for your Western Conference champion, Portland Trail Blazers! At forward in his 6th season from Longwood College, number 25, Jerome Kersey. Kersey. At forward in his 9th season from Maryland, number 52, Buck Williams. Starting at center, his 4th season from Eastern Illinois, number 00, Kevin Duckworth. At guard in his 5th season from Wisconsin Stevens Point, number 30, Terry Porter. At guard in his 7th season from the University of Houston, number 22, Clyde Drexler. And the coach of the Trailblazers in his 2nd season, Rick Adelman.
Well, one thing is for sure, this Portland crowd is here in force, and they have not given up on their Trailblazers, who trail 3-1. Right now, let's send you over to James Brown.
All right, Dick, as you just indicated, Dennis Rodman will not be starting for the Pistons tonight, but he will be playing some major minutes. Now, that's not what Chuck Daly would prefer. He'd like Rodman to rest on that sore left ankle and be used only as an emergency substitute. But Rodman has been lobbying all week long to the Pistons Brain Trust, saying, fellas, I don't feel like I've contributed to this 3-1 advantage in any major way. I must play. He's supported by the doctors who said his ankle is as good as it's ever been since the finals started. So with the floating bone chips and all, Rodman wants to rock, roll, and play tonight. Let's get back over to that.
Thank you, James Brown. And the officials working this game number 5, Darryl Garretson, Jack Madden, and Ed T. Rush. And they only lost 6 all year, the Trailblazers, in the regular season. Now the Pistons have inflicted 3 losses, or 2 losses in this series, trying to make it 3. Edwards and Duckworth jumping, controlled by the Trailblazers.
Well, let's see if they'll establish something down inside low early.
Duckworth, that's exactly what they're doing, and he puts the Blazers in front.
They've got to keep Duckworth happy in the early part of the game, Dick. He has the ability to get off, get the club off, feeling a lot of confidence, get the double team, and then hit the outside shooting.
Here's James Edwards. The Pistons like to get him early, but Laimbeer hits from outside to tie the score. Portland wants the pace up-tempo, Detroit the other way around.
Games 1 and 2, they would start off right there with Buck going strong to the basket.
And a loose ball foul has been called against Duckworth, who has been in foul trouble throughout most of this series.
You know, it's uncharacteristic for them to be playing a team for any set period of time where they cannot dominate them on their own offensive boards. Detroit has completely frustrated them by holding them to 1 shot.
You may mention Thomas, Dumars, and Johnson combined for 78 points in game 4. James Edwards. And the rebound by Drexler, and we'll have a foul called against the Pistons. And it'll be against Joe Dumars.
See, anytime that Drexler is down in the post-up position, he has a scoring height advantage, and he also can help you on the boards, where he's one of their premier rebounders.
He leads with 12 offensive rebounds, despite playing the guard post. Porter with a pass into Buck Williams. Couldn't handle it, and a turnover. Aguirre has it for the Pistons.
In close quarters, Dick, you should try to bounce past the ball in a situation like that. In the NBA, the players are so big that the player that's open cannot see the pass.
Pistons' strategy is to come out aggressively against the Trailblazers. Aguirre, who struggled from the field in the last game, misses. And a jump ball, and Aguirre is right in the middle of it.
Here we have a loose ball. Now you'll see the nice move by Kersey. You see, Detroit is not afraid to go on the floor for anything which is loose, and they've been right up front in games 3 and 4 with that.
Jerome, Kersey, and Mark Aguirre jump is controlled by the Blazers, and they're going to jump again, according to Jack Madden. Both of these teams won 59 games in the regular season and split when they played each other. Kersey. He's having a terrific series coming off a 33-point game.
Well, you know, he's been over 29 about 4 or 5 times. He's definitely established himself at that small forward position as something to worry about.
Dumars in the crowd, double team. Thomas is open. Here's Aguirre trying to get the shooting eye and hits a 3. His 4th of the series, and the Pistons lead by 1.
That's not a surprise because next to Isiah, Mark Aguirre is the best three-point shooter percentage-wise.
Jump trap and a turnover and a foul called against Porter, I believe. Let's see if it is Porter. It is. That was a quick jump trap with Edwards coming into the play to help Thomas.
Well, defensively, Detroit will always change up on you. They are trying not to give you the same look in any 2 quarters. Now, we haven't seen them trap on the wing before, but it definitely fooled Jerry Porter.
Here's Edwards. Rebound Kersey. A little more than 2.5 minutes elapsed in period 1 of game number 5. Porter feeds Drexler. Kersey and Drexler, a 2-man gang, in number 4.
Well, in the early going, Porter has been able to beat Isiah off the dribble and get down in there and make some nice passes.
Changing hands, Isiah Thomas misses. Here's Kersey. And now Drexler, open court for Clyde. Fouled by Isiah Thomas.
This is the type of game that you want to see from Portland. You want to see them force the turnover, get the rebound, and then get it up quickly. Now, here you have Porter. Now, watch as he splits, gets down inside. As soon as the double team comes, he's able to give it off to Drexler. Once again, we want to emphasize getting it to the big men. If you put it down on the floor, it's a lot easier for them to see it.
Big series for Clyde Drexler. There are many who said he was overrated, but he proved those people wrong as he raised the level of his play in this NBA final.
Well, he's been rewarded for the season by being picked on the 3rd-team All-NBA, along with Joe Dumars at the guard position.
Here's Portland's trap. Not the full one we saw the other night that helped bring him back. Edwards fouled, and the basket will count as well.
That's the first time in the series, Dick, where we've seen them go to a 3-2, like it's a matchup half-court trap. And by that, any time that Detroit will come over half-court, they'll use Kersey, who's in the middle of it, as the double-teamer. We should be watching that as the first half goes on.
Foul is on Buck Williams. 13th foul against Portland. Edwards, who has struggled from the line, misses here.
See, once again, he faded back on his foul shot. They're trying to get him to stand up and follow through.
Duckworth. And Laimbeer makes a fine steal on the pass. That's the 3rd turnover. Isiah Thomas. And it goes through. So Isiah gives the Pistons a 2-point lead. Shooting is good for both sides. Here's the trap. Aguirre was doubling Porter. Porter hits a 3.
Well, for Jerry Porter, that's only his 4th 3 in this series. He's 4 for 17, where in series 2 and 3 during the playoffs, he's been able to really hit that one consistently.
Aguirre working against Buck Williams. And Duckworth made him change his shot. Might have even deflected it a bit. Blazers coming down, leading by 1. Great pass to Kersey. Comes out to Porter. Loses the ball to Dumars, and it's a 2-on-1 right now. Kersey in it. And Aguirre will be called for charging as the trailer.
Excellent defense by Jerome Kersey. They had a 2-on-1, then it became a 3-on-1. Kersey hustled back. Now you'll see it right here. Now there he is, an excellent move by Jerome taking the charge that time. They've got to force some turnovers today, Dick, to get more shot opportunities. And let's hope that when they get to this end of the floor that they protect the basketball a little bit better than what we're seeing in the early going.
Now Edwards is on Duckworth.
Nice.
Great move. You wonder why he can't do that every time down.
Well, you know, they're not double teaming. They're having Edwards playing man-to-man, and he's showing you a number of moves.
Lead is 3 for the Trailblazers. Dumars gets by Drexler beautifully, but Buck Williams is there defending. It is still Pistons ball with a full clock.
See, right here, you'll see Jerome. Watch Duckworth as he makes his move here. Now watch, up and under, gets a defensive man to commit, step underneath him, soft cut. He has beautiful hands. And by that, I mean soft hands.
Soft can be beautiful, and they are in his case. Just under 7 minutes to go in the first.
Two-man game here.
Double team on Edwards. Dwyer does not make the pass. Laimbeer, quick shot from the corner off the side of the backboard. Kersey tries to save it and does to Drexler nicely.
Okay, Kersey's everywhere in the early going.
He struggled the first 2 games, but has picked it up the last 2. Duckworth in great position, and Laimbeer gets a deflection and blocks it out of bounds. Good play by Laimbeer.
See, Laimbeer is looking to help everyone out here. Now watch once the ball goes over. Here you had Duckworth just pop Laimbeer right in the face with a forearm. But how about that for not losing your concentration? Laimbeer recovered, came right back, and got the shot blocked.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Keeper's Charity Shield will take place
Rock and roll is okay, but I prefer rap.
Awesome.
Wait a second. Shady Acres was supposed to get the Coke, and the frat house was supposed to get the Pepsi.
Coke, Pepsi, what's the difference?
I-24.
This is radical.
To a young family like the Holstons, buying a house is a pretty major investment. Luckily, it's an investment they can protect. I'm State Farm Agent Greg Lemansky. Al and Holly had a lot of questions about homeowners insurance. We discussed them all, and State Farm had the answers, plus the coverage and a price that made them feel comfortable. That's a big part of our Good Neighbor service, helping people feel comfortable with their insurance.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Did you know that only 1-800 service automatically covers you if something keeps you from getting calls? With AT&T, you're always protected by our 800 assurance policy. Within 1 hour, we can reroute 800 calls to any working phone and any other office, guaranteed. Reliability, another AT&T advantage. Call now for our special 800 offer.
Ever do much hunting, Joel?
Only on the Lower East Side, for bargains.
Northern Exposure premieres Thursday, July 12th.
The 2 biggest men on the floor matched up against each other, James Edwards and Kevin Duckworth.
Now in our replay, you'll see James Edwards here, but watch Isiah Thomas fake coming down on a double team. I say, now why is this important? Well, first of all, Duckworth can play Edwards and to any tune because he has so many moves. That's the up and under. Now, you say, why aren't they double teaming? The Detroit defense is staying home on the perimeter people and cutting down on the Portland three-point shot attempts. Very good strategy.
We're at the Memorial Coliseum in Portland, Oregon, with the 581st consecutive sellout, game number 5 of the NBA Finals. The Detroit Pistons leading 3-1, looking to close it out with 6:31 remaining in the first period, and the Blazers looking sharp with a 3-point lead in the first.
Well, we said at the top of the show, expect them to stay below the foul line, because when they do this, they are getting excellent results. Already in this early going, in 10 offensive trips, everything has been below the foul line.
Portland's out-rebounded Detroit 7-1. They've been out-rebounded, the Blazers have, in this series overall. Drexler from the corner. Drexler has 5, Duckworth 4.
That's such a tough shot to block because Clyde gets up so high, and then he has the ability to fade back on the release.
Warner is guarding Thomas. Laimbeer setting a screen. Thomas with a bounce pass picked off by Duckworth, and they're going to call the foul against James Edwards. And that'll be 3 team fouls for both clubs in the first.
Let's give the big fella some credit, moving his feet down in there. Duckworth, nice defense, anticipated the pass, as well as stopped the penetration by Isiah.
The lead is 5. Shooting percentage, wide disparity. Clearing out for Porter against Thomas. Duckworth lost it. Plenty of time on the shot clock, though. Porter with a baseline. Air ball. Aguirre out to Thomas. Blazers back defensively. Isiah goes around Kersey. Block shot. Still has it. Crowd cheering the Portland defense, Ruby.
They're doing an excellent job.
Thomas missing outside. Rebound Drexler. Outlet quickly to Porter. He's got Kersey and Duckworth.
See, he never gave the ball up.
Buck Williams out of bounds. Pistons ball.
See, if he would have given the basketball up and got the ball into the middle of the floor to Kersey, they had a 3-on-1 situation. But by keeping it, the defenders came back, and they were able to negate the advantage.
Detroit has missed its last 5 shots from the field, trailing by 5. Thomas from the corner.
Oh.
Remember the corner shot the other night that gave them the lead for good, huh?
Well, they're changing up right now. They're having Joe Dumars run the point guard, and Isiah is running all of the 2-guard maneuvering off the baseline area.
Porter gets free inside. They're going to call Laimbeer with the push.
Good call.
Crowd loves that. It'll be the first on Bill.
Nice passing, inside passing now. Portland is delivering the ball to the guys for the shot opportunities. Laimbeer that time definitely bumped Porter below the waist.
Porter had hit 35 in a row in the playoffs before he missed. Still has missed only 2 free throws.
Well, you know, when you talk to their coaching staff, when they talk about Terry Porter, you'll see that his, you know, the three-point shooting is down. He's only 3 for 16, and his playoff shooting is down. But you got to give credit to Isiah Thomas for that. But when you talk to the coaching staff at Portland, they'll tell you Terry Porter is banged up. He has a sore Achilles, but you know he's given it all he has every night. Plus, he's matched up with Isiah.
An underrated defender, according to Rick Adelman. By the way, Porter now has 4 three-point baskets, including tonight. 9 on the shot clock. Edwards working against Duckworth, does it beautifully, working baseline.
Well, we've seen both pivot men pull off the same play. The fake jump shot up and under.
Nice. Duckworth got free, misses the layup. Drexler found him, though. Drexler's making some great passes in this series.
See, anytime that you're a big player and you have a chance to dunk the ball when your opponent gambles, you should do that to demoralize them and discourage them from doing that again.
Porter picks off the pass. Thomas intended for Dumars. Drexler. Thomas the rebound. The lead is 3 for the Trailblazers with just under 4 minutes to go in the first period. Thomas all the way in. Beautiful play by Isiah. He's got 6.
Isiah has run a stumbled dribble twice today at the top by the three-point line, and both times blew by the defender.
Off the hands of Drexler, another turnover.
Look out here.
Thomas releasing.
Oh,
and it's now 17-16, the Pistons. Isiah picking up where he left off. Buck Williams, who really needs a good game to come up to the level, powers in.
Now, Bill Laimbeer cried for the delay of game right there. Buck Williams was annoyed because he thought he was fouled by Laimbeer as he took that ball to the basket. You know, in game 1 and 2, Dick, they would give out the Buck out on the wing, and Buck would take Laimbeer off the dribble. We have not seen that in games 3 and 4.
You're right. You're right. Edwards wants Duckworth to pick up another foul. He got him too far out. Good defense by Duckworth that time.
The reason why James Edwards keeps turning to the baseline is because that way they cannot double team him if they should want to.
Mark Aguirre moved his leg in, and that'll be the second personal against Aguirre, but now the Pistons are in the penalty. John Sally will check in for Detroit. Danny Young will come in at point guard for the Trailblazers. We also have Dennis Rodman coming in. He played just 1 minute in game number 4 in the closing seconds of the contest. His ankle feeling a lot better. Suffered the sprained ankle early. Here's Wayne Cooper. And Duckworth will lead.
By bringing Rodman into the game, Chuck Daly told me earlier, he said that what they want to do is find out how much he can contribute, and let's have him find out early in the ballgame.
Danny Young will wait till the next dead ball because he will replace Porter at the free throw line now.
Porter has been a real spark in the first 9 minutes here. Excellent penetration. Now here we have a 2-2-1. It looks like a little half-court trap. All they're trying to do is get Detroit out of their sets. Excuse me.
Well, that set wasn't too bad, QB, as Dennis Rodman drove baseline and looked like he was elevating nicely. 20-19 Portland. First period.
Plenty of time. 10 seconds.
Rodman is guarding Kersey. Kersey fires up a three. Buck Williams gets the offensive rebound. That's the Trailblazers' style of the season, dude. And an offensive foul called against Portland.
Down on the baseline, they have Kersey and Dennis Rodman in a collision down there. Both guys are fighting so hard for the offensive or defensive rebound.
Kersey picks up that foul, number 1 for him.
Game 5 of this NBA championship series here in Portland, and we've got a battle in the first quarter. Blazers on top by 1. You know, as a coach who's been in 3 NBA finals, Coach Chuck Daly is indeed one very busy coach, but his game day routine is a little different than most others. In fact, just about an hour before game time, he's taping his very popular Detroit TV program, usually involving the guest of the opposite team. Now, as one of the most dapper coaches in the league, you might think it takes forever to look resplendent as he always does, but hey, folks, try 7 to 9 minutes later only, and Chuck Daly looking resplendent in his battle fatigues that we understand are reinforced in the seat of his pants. But hey, Chuck Daly seldom ever is coaching by the seat of his pants. And as we go back to Hubie Brown, Dennis Rodman got some kind of warm greeting from Jerome Kersey, huh, Hubie?
This is a battle. Anytime you have Rodman and Kersey. Now keep an eye on Dennis Rodman's arm. You see how it's locked right there? Now watch Kersey. He throws him. Now that's fine, except Harold Garrettson, head of the officials, right on top of the play.
Kersey is appealing to Ed Rush. Portland also throw in a couple of turnovers the last 3 minutes, which has contributed to the fact that their 5-point lead has virtually evaporated. Open is Joe Dumars, has time to... Didn't hit the top, rebound by Cooper. 2 minutes to go in the first quarter. And another turnover, and that'll be 7. Vinnie Johnson's going to come in the ball game. He has really come alive in the last 2 games, with 21 and 20 points respectively after scoring only 4 points in the first 2 games.
Should see pick and roll basketball here.
Sally rolling to the hoop, nothing doing. Thomas scoops it, and he's getting a lot of those rim shots that finally drop.
But he's the best. He's the smallest guy in this game at 6'1". He's totally fearless. He gets in the lane, makes it happen. But when he leaves his feet, he's thinking score all the time.
Kersey going in the lane. Rebound by Laimbeer, outlet pass, and it could be a 3-on-2 break now for the Pistons. Sally with a rare jump shot for him. Now you see why. Rebound Cooper.
Well, I think that Portland would take that one anytime Sally and Rodman are on the break and they're trying to handle a basketball, you know, and end up with a jump shot with still 20 seconds on the shot clock. That's to their advantage.
Here's Cooper running to the key. Cooper has scored only 7 points in 4 games.
Yeah, but throughout his career, 11-year veteran, he's known for his shot blocking and rebounding, but he has always been able to hit the jump shot at the top of the circle, especially when he was with Denver.
Here's Vinnie Johnson. Misses his first shot. He hit his first 2 the other night, but a foul against the Trailblazers. That'll be their 4th team foul, and 2nd against Buck Williams.
See, one thing you must observe while checking Laimbeer's game. Anytime that a shot goes up and he's down on the base, you'll see he'll go behind the backboard, and then he comes out with his back into your chest, and he just pushes you out. And if you don't watch it, you get exasperated and you go right up over the top of them or maybe push for an offensive foul.
Cliff Robinson, the rookie and the 2nd-round pick from Connecticut, replaces Buck Williams, who goes out with 2 fouls. Under a minute to go, 14 on the shot clock for the Pistons. Thomas will fire for a 3 and hit it, and Isiah Thomas now with 13 points in the first quarter.
about the fact that he's 9 for 14 in threes in this series so far?
A big game player if you ever saw one. Robinson misses the layup. And it's Cliff Robinson who's alert to get the loose ball.
Just take their time.
They did. Drexler threw up a three. They could have played for the last shot of the quarter. Now Detroit can.
See, they had that loose ball with 17 seconds to go. You should help for the last shot.
Isiah Thomas off the glass, and Detroit with its biggest lead of this first quarter. And time runs out. It will not count if it goes. And Isiah Thomas, once again, trying to make a big statement for MVP honors. 15 points. And that is the end of the first period, with the Pistons leading 26-22. And we'll return to the Coliseum in Portland after this message and a word from your local station.
This is CBS.
When Inland Steel wanted to build business, they looked for a total communications solution to help. A solution from Ameritech, beginning with a digital system in a highly advanced central office with thousands of lines at multiple sites. Ameritech also moved information to more locations with cellular mobile service, voice messaging, and the support of lease financing. Because Inland Steel has the highest standards, only Ameritech could fill this tall order. Ameritech, solutions that work.
A recent study revealed that the Volkswagen Jetta had the lowest fatality rate in its class, and even lower than many larger cars. It's no accident. The Jetta is designed with front and rear crumple zones and a safety cell construction. It's this security engineered into every Volkswagen that adds to the driving experience called Fahrvergnügen. It's what makes a car a Volkswagen.
Test drive a Jetta at any one of 9 Metro Detroit Volkswagen dealers today.
Former Pistons, Lions, and Tigers reunite to watch the game. The story after the game.
CBS Sports coverage of Game 5 of the 1990 NBA Finals is sponsored by today's Chevrolet, who invite you to see why nobody's winning like the heartbeat of America. Midas for mufflers, brakes, and shocks. Nobody beats Midas. Nobody. And by Diet Pepsi. Shoot for the great taste of Diet Pepsi, the right one.
Well, no matter what happens tonight, this is our last evening in Portland, Oregon, and the story of this city has been the tremendous hospitality that they have laid out for all of us here at CBS Sports, and we had just a terrific time, and that's what it looks like here today. The story inside the Portland Memorial Coliseum is 2 words: Isiah Thomas. Back to Dick.
You're so right, Pat O'Brien. Isiah Thomas has done it at every level. There's what he's done: 7 of 9 from the field and a 3-point basket as well. Portland had a 5-point lead, but they missed a lot of shots, turned it over, and Isiah got hot. Start of the second period. James Edwards in there for Detroit. Offensive foul called against Rodman. That'll be his first.
See, that time Rodman set the pick, but he moved before the defensive man had a chance to move, and he had a collision. Offensive foul. Excellent. Now here's Portland. They've been doing an excellent job below the foul line, Dick, but they're missing too many easy shots that should be automatic scores.
Illegal defense against Detroit. John Sally was roaming where he shouldn't have been.
See, with this group out on the floor for Portland, Drexler can take advantage of Vinnie Johnson anytime on movement coming across into the low post area. Vinnie just cannot play him down in there, like right here.
We'll see how many times now they triple teamed him, leaving Danny Young open for a 3, and he burned them.
See, this is a team that relies on catching the pass in the low post and pitching it out for a 3, getting a second shot opportunity and passing it out for a 3.
Both teams shooting under 50%. No surprise in this series. Pistons by 1. Thomas feels he can beat Danny Young in his own right. Edwards has it knocked away. Here's a 3-on-2 break. Cooper. Great block. Kersey finally puts it in after Vinnie Johnson made a great block on Cooper.
What a play by Vinnie. But, you know, it's nice to see Portland not assuming that he was going to make that shot, continue to crash, and get the second shot opportunity.
Hey, that's their style when they won the 59 games. Edwards hemmed in by Cooper. And they're going to finally call Coop with the foul, but Portland has scored the first 5 points of this quarter.
Now keep an eye to the right of your screen here as Cooper goes down. Watch Vinnie Johnson. Look at that shot. The ball did not get up above the rim. And here's good following up. 2 second shot opportunities.
Well, you talked about what kind of a rebounding guard Vinnie is. Not surprising he can do that as well. Runs into a double team.
See, Vinnie's got a sore knee.
He's hurt. He's got the hyperextended knee and he's limping.
Duck's going to his bench, getting Joe Dumars ready.
Thomas has it stripped from behind, and with 2 seconds to go, that's how much time the Pistons will have. Vinnie goes out, and Dumars is in, but this is a big problem for Detroit right here.
Now, right now, you have to look, you only have 2 seconds on the shot clock. Watch for a lob to the front of the rim.
Sally to Edwards, doesn't know the clock is running out. But an offensive board by Isiah Thomas. Here's Edwards. James Edwards with 6 points now. Nearly 2 minutes gone by in the second period.
When you think of all the offensive rebounding by Detroit, it's just incredible how many times it's Isiah and Vinnie Johnson.
Drexler strong to the basket. Cooper backs it off.
I think Cooper's in there hustling. He's getting his hands on a lot of balls.
You're right. He's looking the best he's looked in this final. Thomas for 3. Does he have it? Isiah Thomas. 18 points already for Thomas.
I mean, good grief.
And again, Detroit matching its biggest lead to Edwards. Blocks inside. And here come the Pistons. Sally, not a good ball handler, loses his footing and is called for traveling.
Good call.
And now Jack Madden has changed it to a kick.
Excellent call by Jack Madden. He was tripped as he went down in there. There's no doubt about that call.
We'll have a timeout. It wasn't the most graceful foray by Sally, but he was definitely tripped. Timeout here in Portland.
The All-Star Game this summer on CBS.
Days of Thunder is a motion picture about a driver, his car, and the will to win. And so is this motion picture, the Chevy Lumina Coupe. On the track and on the street, nobody's winning like.
The heartbeat of America. That's a day Chevrolet.
When the folks are away, it's my responsibility to keep the clan alive. And that's why I stress the 2 major food groups, pizza and cheeseburgers. And now Pizza Hut has made my job simple with the new double cheeseburger pizza. Check this out. It's loaded with beef topping and cheese, and I can also get it with bacon. And when I get one for $8.99, I get a second for just $4 more. And that means tomorrow's breakfast is already made.
Pizza Hut, making it great.
We go above and beyond just like you, above and beyond what we have to do.
I'm a Prudential representative, and I help people review their life insurance needs because I know how much the right life insurance means to me and my family.
You take pride in your life, so do we. Going above and beyond is our policy. The Rock, the Prudential, above and beyond.
This is a tremendous testimony to Detroit's fan support. This is the scene at the Palace at Auburn Hills. 21,000 plus watching on the big screen. Game number 5 of the finals. They want to see their team win it tonight. That's their first choice. Second choice would be coming home to do it, but this is the hidden heroes. The front court rebounding against the top rebounding team in the NBA this year, the Blazers. Those are Detroit's advantages in all the games off the board.
Well, you know, when you look at that stat, Dick, you say to yourself,
This is a team that scored 114 points during the season. Detroit is holding them to 105. That's a 9-point differential, and it's because of the rebound. They will not allow them to get on the offensive boards for easy baskets, and they will not allow them to rebound and kick out and get in the open floor.
Ice has been applied to Vinnie Johnson's left knee as he limped off before. He left the game without scoring. Terry Porter is checked back in for the Blazers. He'll be the off guard now because Young is the guard. Pick and roll perfection by the Pistons there with Edwards.
See, the Pistons are reading the trap real well right now. They're making the pass, but the guy who is rolling is going right to the front of the rim to make himself available.
Duckworth came in the game along with Porter. Open, good touch for Duckworth, and he delivers and in.
Well, if Portland will overcome the fact that they have had 5 opportunities for dunks, and they're 0 for 5, you know, they could be out in front of this ballgame.
Thomas off the screen.
Wow,
he is on fire. 20 points already for Thomas, coming off a 32-point game. He scored 33 in the first game of the series, don't forget.
Danny Young can't play him any better. He's right up on top of him.
Ball knocked away as Young
got hurt.
He got hurt, too. Kersey goes up, and they're going to call the jump ball. He was tied up. Meanwhile, Vinnie Johnson apparently is all right. He's coming back in for the Pistons.
You better watch out now.
That's the last thing the Pistons need, and last thing Rodman needs, who wants to play.
Well, see, Rodman wanted the spot right in front of the basket. Once the player takes that position, you just cannot come over and knock them off. Now watch, see, here's what happens. See, Rodman is pushing Cliff Robinson. He's not going to take that from Rodman, and he wouldn't take that in Detroit Palace. Never mind here at home.
Danny Young limped off, by the way. Drexler has replaced him.
See, that's a loss for them because Danny Young is an excellent defensive player. He moves the basketball. He's a good three-point threat, and he keeps everyone happy with ball distribution. In this series, Detroit has been excellent in cutting off taps that Portland has won.
Thomas against Kersey. Thomas didn't even jump. Porter misses a 3. Rebound inside by Kersey, and they're going to call the loose ball foul against the Pistons. John Sally.
You see now on this shot attempt, keep an eye on the glass. Right down here. Here it is right here. And you'll see it. Boom. There's the crash. You know, Sally coming over. Sally and Rodman will take fouls.
Drexler has it stripped away by Thomas. Goes right by Porter, looking for a teammate. Can't find one, and Vinnie Johnson hurdles the ball in the crowd and joins them to an extent.
Great steal by Isiah. Terrific transition defense by Portland by getting back.
You'll be to get a feeling that the Blazers as a team made a pact that they're going to crash the boards. They look like terrors off both glass so far.
Well, they're doing an excellent job, but we know that Detroit is going to hold it off, and they'll send you a message every so often with some physical play, even if they should lose the rebound. Now, this is what we expect to see right here.
Thomas intercepts it. Edwards has it. Young, by the way, banged his knee. They expected he'll be back. Posting up is Edwards against Duckworth. James Edwards. Rodman with a follow-up. Tipped up again, Sally, I believe. Or is it Rodman? I thought Sally. And it is Sally. Batted down, and a foul against Vinnie Johnson over the top.
See, if they're going to post up Drexler, they've got to do a better job passing him the ball. Now, here's the shot as it goes. And watch Sally come into your screen. Rodman first, and now Sally. They keep it alive, and then he comes right back with the tap.
There's the offensive rebounding story. Portland with a slim margin. Isiah Thomas goes out, having scored 20, replaced by Dumars. And Buck Williams is back for Portland. Buck is playing with 2 personals, by the way. Dumars trying to stay with Porter. Duckworth. Buck Williams with another offensive rebound. Duckworth ducking in again as he did on the other side against Edwards.
Well, see, Edwards is determined to block his shot. Now, you know, Duckworth is showing us that he has 4 excellent moves, and he is very ginger around the board. He'll allow you to make your commitment and step through you.
Loop it into Sally. He's got Drexler on him. Throws the ball away. 3-on-2 break. Buck Williams lays it, misses it.
Tell you, that's their 6th layup opportunity. Dick. 6.
They have missed a bunch inside. You're right. Porter. Fouled by Vinnie Johnson, his second. 3rd team foul against Detroit. This is a rugged game number 5 we're witnessing.
Terry Porter has been outstanding. Right from the opening get-go, he's been going hard to the basket, creating for other players and himself.
Schick, the official razor of the NBA, presents Close Shaves. The spectacular Earl the Pearl Monroe leads the Bullets against the NBA champion Knicks in Game 7 of the 1971 Eastern Finals in New York. Dick Barnett explodes for 11 straight points in the first half. But it's Monroe who puts Baltimore ahead late in the 4th quarter. And when the Knicks' last attempt falls short, the Bullets celebrate a 2-point close shave victory.
What are you doing? Hey, Dave, where'd you get that chin? What's wrong with my chin? Where'd you get that nose? It's Dad's. How do you shave under that thing?
Now there's a razor as unique as the Thomas face, the Slim Twin razor system. Slim Twin has a slim cartridge to shave hard-to-reach places and a choice of pivot or fixed head shaving.
Dave, I'd give Dad back his nose. What's wrong with my nose?
Slim Twin reaches every place on every face. From Schick.
From now on, there's only one thing to remember about saving on long distance. Sprint Plus always costs less than AT&T. And for a limited time, Sprint Plus comes with 1 free month of the best-sounding long distance. That's right, 1 free month. Just call 1-800-877-4000 before June 30th. Don't miss Sprint Plus with 1 free month. Now the best savings plan saves you even more.
That boat on the Willamette River is expensive and it's fast, as you can see by its wake. And a beautiful scene here in Portland, Oregon. A beautiful city in the Pacific Northwest. Some of the friendliest people you'll see anywhere. Chuck Daly's kind of a friendly guy. You know, he can't rely on the same people each night to deliver the points for him. So he's got to push the buttons. I think this is the console where he does his work. And he finds the right combination somehow, some way to get the necessary points, Hubie.
Well, it's a team where everyone knows their roles. They have their defensive stoppers. You look at their first unit, you have 3 scorers, Edwards, Isiah, and Dumars. Then when they make their substitutions, they still have 3 scorers on the floor because they bring in Aguirre, Vinnie Johnson, and then they'll keep another one out there.
And that's why it's tough for teams to play them, because you can't key on a guy or 2 guys every night.
Well, and they all accept their roles. It's like Laimbeer said. The key to being a Detroit Piston is you must understand your role. We don't care who scores as long as we get the W, and we'll go to the people who are hot night in and night out. And then he underlines it by saying, and you better accept that and accept your role if you expect to play.
You remember the problems Portland had when they went to their bench in the last game. They're staying with all of their starters right now. Bill Laimbeer has come back in for Detroit. Double team, leaving Buck Williams open. Robinson tips it to Laimbeer. Rodman's made a difference so far.
Yes, he has. And we're not talking just from the defensive standpoint. We're talking about the fact that he's keeping a lot of balls alive for other people to pick up either defensively or offensively.
Nice. Vinnie Johnson, hard off the glass. Detroit had a mismatch going there because they had a guard on Laimbeer. Rodman on Duckworth. Duckworth now with 10 points to lead the Blazers.
He has an excellent game from 15 out to 18 feet. He knocks that one down with a high rate of, a high percentage rate.
Had the broken hand in the 6 games in the semifinal series.
Well, this is one-on-one. Now he calls for the pick and roll.
Duckworth picking up Dumars. Now they go back. Vinnie Johnson doesn't have the eye like he did in the last 2 games. Claimed he was fouled. Gets no respect on that. Memorial Coliseum in Portland, the scene of Game 5 of the NBA Finals. Portland trying to stay alive. Rodman blocks it out of bounds, and right now trailing the Pistons by 4.
See, that's Detroit's 4th block in this first half, all on penetration off the dribble.
Kersey. Laimbeer with his 5th rebound. About 5 minutes remaining in the first half. Portland shooting only 35% in this quarter.
They're running Vinnie Johnson down on the baseline.
Boy, Kersey is guarding him and just denying him all the way. Sally hits the jumper. He'll still keep going to it.
Well, you know, he likes that little baseline jumper halfway out to the corner. What they should do is make him put the ball down on the floor.
Rodman picks up Porter on the switch. Here's Duckworth. He's been hot from there and remains so with 12 points.
The reason why he keeps opening up is that Bill Laimbeer is looking to help out. Double team anyone off the dribble or in the post area, and Duckworth is now sliding to the open area of the court.
Crowd on its feet now, looking for the defensive play. Dumars missing. Out of bounds, and it's last touched by the Blazers. Not sure, it might have been Williams.
Well, they put the ball down on the floor that time off the dribble, and it went right off of one of their own players, the foot, right out of bounds.
Sally. And it's going to be Portland ball as John stepped on the line trying to save that one. You know, the Trailblazers have 8 offensive rebounds. They're trademarked, but have put back just 1 for a basket.
Yeah, they're only 4 points down in this game. You consider how many layups that they could have made with a dunking and a strong move. See, right here.
Laimbeer. That'll be a second. And the 4th team foul against Detroit.
You'll see now watch Laimbeer now down inside. See, he grabbed on first, and then Duckworth cleared him away with the forearm. The referee caught the first move.
King of flop.
Well, Laimbeer says, listen, anytime I hear the whistle blow, I know that I've committed a foul. And he said, I can't do anything about it. The key is don't lose your composure and stay tunnel vision and know what's happening out here.
Just under 4 minutes to go in the first half. Bad pass by Kersey. Pistons by 4. Portland led by 5 in the first quarter. Detroit had a 6-point lead in this period. Kersey is on Dumars. Laimbeer is wide open. And a foul. It'll be the 3rd team foul against the Blazers. Beautiful sky here, and sunset is until about 9 o'clock, I think, Pacific time. It's kind of a late sunset, and it's beautiful. Thomas is back in along with Rodman for the Pistons.
Just shoot it out on the floor. You know, you have Isiah and Laimbeer become, you know, 2 of your main scorers here, or Dumars coming off of baseline picks.
Thomas, the double team, misses. There's Dumars on the other side. Beat Kersey to the ball. And a whistle. Now to hit the backboard, they want to fix up the 24-second clock, I believe. Out of bounds. Side out.
Excellent call by Jack Madden that time.
Dumars against the taller Drexler. Now Buck Williams was even bigger than that. Throws the ball away to Porter.
Good anticipation because they know that Detroit loves to swing the ball to the opposite corner.
Here's Duckworth. He's been hitting this shot all night. Misses, but Kersey is there for the putback. One of the few they've gotten that way.
Yeah, but you see, you must be encouraged. They're working so hard. They're getting the opportunities. The shots will fall, and when you're coaching, that's what you tell your team. Keep working this hard. Good things will happen for us.
Joe Dumars misses. Laimbeer puts it back on the weak side. And again, it's a 4-point Detroit lead. Portland trying to up-tempo because right now the score is more to Detroit's liking. Pick and roll Duckworth against Dumars, the guard, and he's got it. 14 for Duckworth.
I tell you, I love his game tonight. He is really aggressive with the basketball. Looking to score, wants to score.
shot clock for the Pistons.
See, they're becoming more aggressive defensively, but they have to do a better job after Detroit misses that first shot.
Thomas goes in and is pushed down by Duckworth. That's a playoff foul and no hard feeling. That'll be Duckworth's second personal.
Now you'll see he beats his man off the dribble. He's hit there. Then that's a good one. You're not going to allow Isiah to lay it up.
You know, when you got it right, you got it right. Whether you're talking about this, or whether you're talking about the one and only Diet Cola that does it for Ray, Diet Pepsi. You know, nothing tastes as good to me as Diet Pepsi. All right, now, who was the wise guy?
Diet Pepsi with 100% NutraSweet.
Now, that's the right one, baby.
A muffler isn't something you just stick under your car. The wrong one can really hurt your engine performance and fuel economy. Midas quality mufflers are installed by experts and backed by a great guarantee. Ain't nobody beats Midas. Nobody.
You don't have to be crazy about home projects to buy a Black & Decker cordless screwdriver or cordless screwdriver plus. You just have to have a screw loose.
Chevrolet introduces the bigger-than-ever four-door Chevy S10 Blazer. Now America's best-loved sport utility vehicle gives you 25% more cargo room and 100% more doors. The bigger-than-ever, better-than-ever 1991 four-door S10 Blazer. Open one up and see why nobody's winning life.
Heartbeat of America. Chevrolet. James Truck is Chevrolet.
Welcome back to the Portland Memorial Coliseum. The Detroit Pistons lead Portland 41-39. And hi again, everybody. I'm Pat O'Brien. And coming up on the Prudential at the half, the latest sports news on this Thursday night. We'll also speak live to the NBA's two newest head coaches, Boston's Chris Ford and the Lakers' Mike Dunleavy, and the special story of Ramon Ramos, which puts everything into perspective. And one of the reasons he has come back from this illness is the dedication and love from his family, and there is Ramon Ramos Sr. All that, and as usual, much more, at a familiar place, the Prudential at the half. We got both sides of this court covered. Over there is James Brown. JB?
All right, Patrick, thank you very much. You know, Hubie Brown has been talking about how talented a player Kevin Duckworth is. He would love to be the man in the middle of this championship season, as he said prior to the start of the finals, much like Walton was back in '77. He wants to dispel of the notion that there's any connection between him having worked at Burger King in high school and the fact that he's got a weight problem. He says, I've got excellent woodworking skills. I made furniture in my aunt's living room, but my skills on the hardwood are even better. Let's go back over to Dick.
Thank you, JB. And, of course, Duckworth with a good early start. This is his best start of all with 14 points already. And keep in mind, he's going to go to a nutritionist. He's very sensitive about the weight, but he's a fine young man. Came over from San Antonio in a trade for Walter Berry several years ago. Air ball thrown up by Isiah Thomas. When was the last time you saw that?
Everyone in this building, look at Zeke laughing. I mean, everyone in this building is smiling. I mean, they can't believe it.
Missed the second, too.
But once again, there's a Detroit guard to get that second shot.
Rebound by Drexler. Thomas missed badly. Here's Clyde, gliding all the way in. High score.
This is available for them. Anytime they attack and attack strong, they're scoring.
Dumars, the basket will count and a foul, and Joe Dumars with his first points of the game, and it comes at a big time for the Pistons. We saw their 6-point lead evaporate here.
See, now keep an eye on the baseline. You'll see Drexler trying to fight through the pick. There it is, and Drexler just pushes Mark Aguirre.
Drexler's first foul, and the penalty situation now for the Trailblazers. Next foul by Detroit will put him there. Aguirre off the ball, recipient of that foul, and it's now a 44-41 lead.
Well, they're going to set a pick on the baseline for Drexler. See what happens there.
Duckworth. Edwards. If it's Edwards, it'll be 3 on him. And it is.
See, every time Duckworth steps into the lane area, Edwards is playing him for the jump hook, and he's trying to block the shot. Now, in the early part of the game, he would fake it like he did right there and step under. This time, he brings it up in the jump hook position. Edwards fouled him.
I want to correct myself. That is Edwards' second foul. Right now, no one has 3 personal fouls in this game. John Sally replaces Edwards, who goes out having scored 8 points.
You know, when you look at Duckworth, you know, he's a second-round draft choice. He was 340 pounds in college. He's dropped 70 pounds. He's improved his game. He's worked so hard at it, and it's just beautiful to watch the contribution that he can make if you go to him offensively.
Missed the free throws, though. He's out of Eastern Illinois, one of many players with small school credentials on Portland. Sally gets inside. David Greenwood, who's just checked in for Detroit, picks up the loose ball foul. Greenwood's played well in this series. Seeing a lot of action in games 3 and 4.
See, if you're coaching Portland tonight, you're happy with the way your team is working at the offensive end of the floor. You're happy with the aggressiveness on the offensive court. The thing which is standing out as the major weakness is they cannot contain the defensive rebounding. Now, sure, they got a loose ball foul here right now, but Detroit is smacking them around and getting a lot of second shots.
And if you're Detroit, you're happy that you are in a tight game on a team that knows it needs 3 straight wins to win a title. The more you stay with them, the better the Pistons' chances are.
Well, look, when we talked to Rick and his staff before the series started, he said we do not want to play an 80-plus point game. We want that game up around 100.
It's an 80-plus game right now. 6 on the clock. Dumars sets for the 3. Some of Detroit's shots from outside have been way off the mark tonight. Buck Williams. And they're going to call the push. Offensive foul.
Listen, give Detroit a lot of credit, because since they've been out here, games 3, 4, and 5, they put their bodies in front of the penetrator looking for the charge ball.
3 fouls on Buck Williams. He's the first for either side to pick up 3. Cliff Robinson has come in for him.
See, the cardinal rule is when you're on the fast break, know who you're giving the basketball to. Don't give it to the big guys out past the foul line, because they have trouble dribbling and getting off a good shot attempt.
Difference of about a second or so between the shot clock and game clock. Thomas with a high arc.
Here they are again.
Aguirre. Greenwood taps it to Aguirre, and he's fouled. But again, Detroit is doing a tattoo number on the offensive board.
See, Aguirre's upset. You see, he's really upset because he got pounded that time. Now, you'll see. Now, watch David Greenwood keep this alive. He has done a terrific job in the action in games 3, 4, and 5. Now, what we're seeing is this total frustration by the Portland team in trying to rebound their defensive board.
Here's Aguirre on the free throw line. Foul was on Drexler, his second. 2/10 of a second remain in the half. And that'll do it. So the Pistons had a 4-point lead after 1 quarter, and they still have the 4-point lead. And Kevin Duckworth had a very impressive second period. That's the end of the first half with the score. The Pistons 46, the Blazers 42. Pat O'Brien will be along with the Prudential at the half after this message.
CBS Sports presents The Prudential at the half, sponsored by the companies of the Prudential. Come to the Prudential and build your future on the rock.
Well, the Detroit Pistons are a half away from repeating as world champions. They lead Portland 46-42. Isiah Thomas with 20 points in the ballgame so far. And hi again, everybody. I'm Pat O'Brien, and welcome once again to the Prudential at the half. Let's get you caught up on what's going on first. And let's begin in Rome, Italy, Olympic Stadium, World Cup soccer, where the United States was defeated today by Italy 1-0. The second defeat for the red, white, and blue. And the U.S. will play Austria on Tuesday. At the U.S. Open in Medina, Illinois, there is a three-way tie for first. Jeff Sluman is tied with the two Simpsons. No, that's not Bart and Homer, but Tim and Scott. All three are 6 under. Curtis Strange, who won the Open the last 2 times, is 7 strokes off the pace at 1 over. Well, here we are in the 1990 NBA Finals, and you tend to get caught up in this thing, and player versus player, city versus city, and who's saying what and why. It's all kind of fun, but in reality, it's all not all that important. If you don't agree with me now, let's talk after you hear this piece from Andrea Joyce.
The Trailblazers are locked in a fierce struggle these days, but to a man, these players know this is nothing compared to the challenge one of their teammates faces every day. For Ramon Ramos, the struggle does not end this week or next. This fight will last a lifetime.
When the season began, Ramon was a promising rookie with the Trailblazers. But on December 16th, his dreams of a successful NBA career were shattered out here on Interstate 5 just south of Portland. That night, Ramon lost control of his car and ended up in a coma for 3 months.
In the days following the accident, the prognosis was grim, Ramon's mere survival in doubt. Now, barely 6 months later, Ramon is preparing to move back to his apartment in the next few weeks. Armed with his father's endless encouragement, Ramon is walking, talking a little, and learning to take care of himself.
The fact that he's improving now and improving so rapidly and has actually recovered fairly well at this point is, I think, in his favor.
He is able to communicate some of his basic wants and needs, and he's showing some excellent progress. I am very pleased with his progress, but it's still a long way from where he was functioning prior to his accident.
For Ramon, functioning always meant basketball. He was on Puerto Rico's Olympic team. Last year, he was part of Seton Hall's Cinderella season. Even though Ramos never played in a Blazers game, he was and still is very much a part of this team. With physical reminders and emotional ties, the Trailblazers always have a message for him.
I would tell him, you know, keep fighting, which he is doing, and keep progressing and working hard at what he's doing, and he's doing well.
Hang in there, and we're praying for you, and we just hope that you overcome this obstacle in your life.
While the Blazers follow Ramon's progress, he watches theirs. Recently, the old Seton Hall gang, Coach P.J. Carlissimo included, traveled across the country to take in a televised playoff game with Ramon.
Ramon, he like watching the game, the Blazer game, because he recognizes every player.
This weekend, I asked Ramon if Portland would win the NBA championship.
Yeah.
Yeah?
And do it soon.
They're going to do it soon? Sports.
If that isn't a profile in courage, I don't know what is. When we come back here on At the Half, we'll talk live with Boston's Chris Ford and the new coach of the Lakers, Mike Dunleavy, as At the Half rolls on from everywhere after a commercial and a word from your local station.
Whoa! This is the valley, Rebecca. Here we can start our new life.
And with hard work, the land will give us all we need. Because this is home.
In the movies, happy endings are easy, but in the real world, they take solid planning. So for investment advice, peace of mind, even buying or selling a home, come to the companies of the Prudential and build your future on the rock.
Here they come, just a sliding into third, singing, do I did it, dum, did it, do. Tapping their cleats and spreading the word, singing, do I did it, dum, did it, do. They look good, hit far, they looked good, they hit far, so they voted them all-star.
The All-Star Game on CBS. Do Why Diddy. This is CBS.
And now, a TV2 Eyewitness News Break.
Good evening, I'm Al Allen. Listen, we got a very special TV2 reunion here. Some of the best of pro sports right here in town. If you don't recognize their faces, you may recognize their sports. Lions, Tigers, and Pistons right here. All going to offer some kind of analysis of what the Pistons are doing tonight. And, of course, we got the biggest fan in the Pistons right here. Gus, you know what to say.
Go Pistons! Go Pistons! Go Pistons! Go Pistons!
Midas is coming at you with value by the truckload, announcing the biggest news to come down the road in a long time. It's Midas-sized days, and right now you can get a Midas economizer muffler for your car for just $24.95. That's right, just $24.95 installed and guaranteed. For clean and quiet driving, take advantage of our value and quality and these Midas-sized days before they quietly disappear. Nobody beats Midas. Nobody.
Yeah, this is the one we got to run.
This is the proving ground. The people of General Motors are keeping the lights on, making transmissions, engines, and electrical systems you can count on. Perfecting Chevrolets, Pontiacs, Oldsmobiles, Buicks, Cadillacs, and GMC trucks. And with 77 models redesigned and engineered, GM is putting quality on the road.
Eli Zaret with live interviews and comments from Portland after the game.
Lucas bats the ball away, keeps it alive, over to Warden. Lucas with a steal, Warden.
Walt Clyde Frazier. Frazier goes behind the back on Maravich, has the step, and beats him with the left hand.
NBA action has always been fantastic.
Back in Portland, Oregon, Detroit leads Portland 46-42 as you look live at the Portland Memorial Coliseum on the banks of the Willamette River. And what a sight that is to behold. And the big news in the NBA this week took place in Boston and in Los Angeles as two of the most successful franchises in the business were turned over to the new kids on the blocks. In Boston, Chris Ford is now Larry Bird's coach. In Los Angeles, Mike Dunleavy is in charge of Showtime, and he joins us from Fort Worth. Gentlemen, welcome to At the Half. You guys played against each other and started another rivalry here.
Well, it started back in '81 for me and Chris in the finals. Hope we get a chance to do it again.
Hey, Mike, if someone would have told you a couple of weeks ago that you'd be coaching the Lakers, would you have believed them?
Well, I hate to discount anything, Pat, in this league, but probably not. I wouldn't think that Pat Riley would have decided to quit coaching with as good a record that they have had and as good a team as they have.
Because of the way this all went down, are there any fires to put out in the Laker organization? Is everything okay there politically?
I think everything is just fine. From what I know, I visited with Pat and with the organization, and everything was as smooth as it could be. I couldn't be in a better situation. They told me when they brought my name up to Pat, Pat thought that it was an excellent choice for the job, which I appreciated his recommendation, and I think everything is just great.
Chris Ford, congratulations to you, too. You have an aging team. We called them the 30-something crowd. What are you going to do about that?
Well, we're presently going over to personnel, evaluating, getting David familiar with them, and then we're also getting ready for the upcoming draft with our scouts, so it's been a busy 2 days.
Were you the second choice in this? I don't want to put anything negative on you being named, but how are you getting along with the front office after the Mike Krzyzewski thing?
I've gotten along very well since Dave Gavitt's been put in place. He told me from the start that it was he had not offered the job to anyone. The media was putting words into his mouth that he had offered the job to Mike Krzyzewski, and he was completely honest with me throughout, and I just have to take Dave Gavitt at his word.
Neither one of you have had experience as a head coach. You're both tremendous assistant coaches. Is that a problem? Is that a positive or a negative, Mike?
Well, I don't think it's going to be a problem. I think I've worked from the bottom floor up, and I've been in a situation where I've watched some great coaches, and I think I've learned very well from them, and I think I'm ready.
Chris, how about you?
Well, I had the opportunity to coach 4 games this year, and I was 4-0, so I think I'm ready. It's going to be a challenging task on their hand, but I'm ready.
Mike, I figured the reason Jerry West tapped you is that he could get 11 minutes out of you.
Well, you know, if I get to play with Magic and Worthy and the team they have, I might be able to do that.
Hey, Chris, you played with Bird, McHale, and Parrish. How are you going to boss these guys around now?
Well, I've been bossing around for the last 7 years as an assistant, and they know that I'm a tough disciplinarian, and I think they're ready for a little boost.
Chris, what about tonight's game? What do you see?
Well, Isiah Thomas has risen his game to a completely new level, and it's going to be awful tough to contend with him, I think, in that fourth quarter.
Mike, how about you? What do you see tonight?
Well, I see Detroit playing great. Like I said, if Portland would like to win, they've got to stop Isiah, and they've got to continue. They're running a draw and kick game where they're finding Duckworth open when Laimbeer comes to help out. If they can continue that and shut down Isiah, then they have a good chance.
Gentlemen, congratulations to you both. We'll be watching you next year.
Thank you, Pat.
Thanks, Pat.
When we come back here in Portland, Dick Stockton and Hubie Brown will go back to work. I'm Pat O'Brien. Thank you for joining us on the Prudential at the Half. Enjoy the second half here on CBS.
CBS Sports coverage of Game 5 of the 1990 NBA Finals is sponsored by Jeep and Eagle, official vehicles of the NBA. DuPont, better things for better living. And by the U.S. Army, where you get an edge on life. Be all you can be.
Well, here in Portland, the Pistons lead 46-42 as we welcome you back for the start of the second half. Dick Stockton here, and the Detroit Pistons right now are 24 minutes away from capturing back-to-back NBA titles as they lead the Trail Blazers at halftime on the road after winning games 3 and 4 also in Portland. And a few minutes ago, Hubie Brown and James Brown talked with the respective coaches on what to look for in the second half.
Rick, the turnovers, defensive rebounding, hurting in a big way.
Well, it really is, Hugh. We can't turn the ball over 11 times like that. We got to convert our opportunities, especially latter part of that second quarter. They really hurt us on the boards, and for us to win this game, we can't allow that to continue.
Well, listen, best of luck. They're hustling, though.
Well, we're working hard. I think if we just stay with them, we'll be all right.
Chuck, obviously impressed. I'm sure that you have the lead in the first half, but what are your concerns, both from your standpoint and theirs?
Number one for us is, of course, Duckworth. We've got to get him under control. Too many baskets, and Drexler in the open floor.
And although Isiah had a great first half of 20 points, I trust you would like a little more balance.
We may have to distribute a little bit more. Fatigue might be a factor for him.
All right, Chuck, good luck in the second half.
Yep.
All right, thank you, gentlemen. Duckworth, good concern to have. 7 of 11 field goals, both teams shooting 43%. In the rebounding department, it is practically even. Buck Williams has 6 rebounds, but the offensive rebounding is dead even after Portland had the big early edge. And the guards, it's a 4-point lead for the Pistons, and the guard points show a 4-point lead for Detroit. Isiah Thomas with 20 and Kevin Duckworth with 14 are not only the leading scorers for the respective clubs, but they are the only players in double figures thus far. And we want to remind you that baseball returns to CBS on Saturday as the races appear to be heating up at all 4 divisions. The Red Sox against the Orioles at Memorial Stadium, and the San Diego Padres against the Dodgers at Dodger Stadium. Jim Cott and I will be there Saturday at 3 o'clock Eastern Time. Jack Buck and Tim McCarver will be in Baltimore. So tune in to Major League Baseball and as it returns to CBS this weekend, Saturday. Start of the second half.
Well, a high pick-and-roll situation. Detroit has really been reading the mismatches anytime of a double team.
Edwards going in strong to the hoop. Took a page from the Portland Trail Blazers, who missed a lot of layups inside. He missed one.
You're Portland, you like to see more movement. You like to see people go strong to the hole.
Dumars picking up Porter on the switch. The basket by Duckworth in the foul. He's now 8 for 12 from the field.
See, the big thing, Dick, is every time that they beat Detroit off the dribble, they've been able to hit the pass. Now, you'll see right here. Now, watch the Detroit defense come. Now, you see he's picking out Duckworth very easily. Porter is making the pass to the free guy because he's right in front of the rim.
Laimbeer with his 3rd foul. So Laimbeer and Buck Williams of Portland have 3 fouls, and Duckworth with 17 points.
This is the first time that we've seen the full court press. A 1-2.
Laimbeer from the corner, and yesterday in practice, that's all the Pistons worked on, just like it was the first day of practice for a high school or college team.
Well, they know that the corner shot is open, Dick, and then also if it's not there, get the ball into the middle and look for the layups.
Williams inside. 4 points for Buck Williams, who's playing with 3 fouls.
See, if the big men will establish early in this quarter that they can convert the power plays, this will be such an uplifter for the Portland club.
Turnover by Joe Dumars. And an opportunity now, as Daly not pleased with the opening moments for the Pistons, for the Blazers to take over.
Well, neither coach is very excited about the fact that they're up in double figures in the turnover department.
Duckworth, see if he sees if the magic's still there with the shot. Crashing the boards was Drexler beautifully.
They should get out of the way and let Drexler take Isiah.
Draws the foul. Isiah Thomas. That'll be 2.
Like we said at the beginning of the series, that the teams that win the finals are the ones that make the quick adjustments, the teams that play intelligently. And by that we mean any time that you see a mismatch, a decided one where you know your guy can take advantage, you've got to allow that person to operate. Get out of the way and let him take that individual to the hole.
He said it all throughout the series as Drexler misses his 3rd free throw of the game, when Drexler had an opportunity against either Dumars or Vinnie Johnson. Wasn't always taken advantage of. Thomas gets the basket, and let's see, no basket, a foul, and Thomas has picked up his 3rd.
The Duckworth is doing a nice job in coming over and cutting Isiah off and taking the offensive charge.
Laimbeer and Isiah each with 3, and Duckworth stays red hot. 19 points, matches his season high.
They're doing a real nice job in recognizing what is going on. If Detroit continues to trap the pick and roll, then Duckworth is always open.
Timeout, Detroit. It's a 20-second timeout. Well, if the Portland Trailblazers stay alive and survive here, they will force a 6th game, and that'll be played back at the Pistons' home at the Palace on Sunday at 3:30 Eastern Time, where tonight the Palace is jam-packed with Detroit fans who are watching on the big screen. .9:44 remaining 3rd period. Portland leading 50-48. They were down by 6 in the 2nd period.
Anytime you come out of a timeout, you know you have a set play, and psychologically it's always good to execute and either get fouled or make the field goal.
McGuire beats his man inside. Still only 2 players in double figures. Duckworth for Portland, Thomas for Detroit. Thomas staying in the game with 3 fouls. Laimbeer the same. Drexler misses. Rebound Laimbeer. Isiah penetrates off the glass. You'll be surprised that they're playing both Laimbeer and Isiah with 3 right now?
No, not at all, because they'll go until they get their 4th, and then they'll set him down. Chuck understands there's 2 horses out there right now.
Kersey, long range. And another rebound for Laimbeer. That's 9 now in the game. McGuire. Now Portland.
The up-tempo now should favor Portland, but they must push.
Porter for a 3. That's his 2nd of the game.
It's nice to see him have the confidence that he would launch that shot off the dribble with only 2 white shirts over half court.
You know, he hasn't made a 2-point basket, just 3 throws and 3-point baskets. In and out by Dumars. Thomas caused the turnover. They got 3-on-2, Detroit, and Mark McGuire throws it away.
Well, we just had 2 major turnovers, and Chuck Daly sums it all up right there. First of all, a bad pass out on the pitch out into traffic, and then you turn around and you have an advantage, and you throw a blind pass.
Duckworth been a hot man. Laimbeer with Thomas. He's got Edwards and McGuire. Low pass. Edwards lost it. Another turnover for Detroit. They're about even in this game. Porter hot for the three. And Laimbeer now with his 11th rebound.
Now, if you're watching, you're saying, why? Why shoot all these threes? Well, during the course of the year, Terry Porter is excellent at that. And let's face it, without those shots, they never would have survived round 2, never mind round 3.
McGuire hits, but of course, round 3 is Detroit. And it's a little tougher than the teams they play. Round 4 is Detroit, tougher than what they played earlier. 1-point lead, Pistons. Williams with a great pick on Thomas. Great pass, Porter to Buck Williams.
Beautiful pass. When you make the catch down inside, gather yourself so you can make a strong move.
Laimbeer has 5 boards. No one else has a rebound in this period. Dumars foul going in, and that is the first foul for Portland here in the third.
Now here you have a pick and roll situation. Here's a good pick on Isiah by Buck. Now as Buck Williams goes to the glass, look at the delivery. There's your pass. Isiah behind him. Gathered. Strong move by Buck.
Second foul on Terry Porter, though.
Even the most remote areas of the country can now be reached at the following number.
Save $500 on Jeep Wrangler during the National Jeep Sale.
I have been having a very bad day. Already I have been shot at. I was on the bus and flipped over 17 times. Somebody blew up my Porsche. This man, Jack Case, is going to help me straighten out the rest of my day.
I don't think you've got the guts to use it.
Anybody else want to live?
Eddie Murphy, Nick Nolte, Another 48 Hours, rated R. Now playing at theaters everywhere.
After you've gone and left me crying, after you've gone, there's no denying you feel blue, you feel sad. You miss the dearest pal you've ever had.
If you don't have America's calling card from Michigan Bell, you don't know what you're missing. Call 1-800-EASY-CALL to get yours.
The final buzzer is not when you take a timeout. Eli Zaret brings you interviews and puts tonight's game into perspective. Live courtside from Portland. It takes 2 to cover the finals right.
Bill Laimbeer have 12 rebounds in game 4. Flopped a couple of times as well. Had a couple of steals and a block. Already has 11 rebounds in this game. Has been in double figures off the boards in every game of this series. And he talked to Hubie Brown and explained why he considered retiring last year after the Pistons won their first title.
I don't want to go through all the abuse at some point. I know someday it'll break me mentally, and when I get broken mentally, it won't be effective on the basketball court. I have not yet reached that point, but I sat down with Isiah, and he talked about numerous reasons why I should keep on playing. Monetarily is one of them. You can't make this kind of money anywhere else. And the second reason is my camaraderie with all my teammates. I can't leave them, let them hang at this point.
You'll see now on this shot attempt. Now just watch him working. See, we know that he's not a big jumper, but he is a contact player. You cannot be one of the great rebounders of all time in this league without accepting body punishment. And I love it when he talks about this team. Hey, we all have our roles, and we do them without complaining. Chuck Daly tells me, I'm the board man. I do my job.
Cliff Robinson is in the game now for the Trailblazers. He is the only rookie on either side in this NBA final. Joe Dumars having a rough time from the field and now struggling from the line. Dumars only 2 points. Vinnie Johnson's been flexing that knee, by the way, over on the side. He has not come back in this half yet.
Well, Joe suffered in that first half. He was 1 for 7. Most of his shots were hard and off to the right of the rim.
Edwards meeting Duckworth. Knocked away by Edwards. Out of bounds. And it's a turnover. Detroit's ball.
See, sometimes Duckworth just gets a little anxious. You know, I was talking to him before Game 4. Just stay with the pass. We were discussing things. He says, yeah, I get excited because I know I'm going to get a good opportunity and I'm going to be played one-on-one.
Edwards lost the ball at the other end. Pass came in off his hands. Chuck Daly's Pistons in a tie, 55-55 with the Blazers with 6:15 to go in the third.
See, we're having very poor passing to post people who are open. We're getting an awful lot of turnovers on the initial pass.
Porter has hit threes and hits another one. That's his third of this game. 13 points for Terry, who's been a little quiet here in Portland.
Well, you know, he's been struggling from a shooting percentage-wise and then also from long range. And he's been guarding Isiah Thomas, which has not been a happy time. But it's so nice to get him going because not only does that type of a shot, the long three, excite the crowd, but it also picks up the ball club.
Porter was 39% shooting coming into this game 5. 5 on the shot clock for the Pistons. Here's Aguirre. Robinson the rebound. 3-point lead for the Trailblazers. Duckworth didn't have control. Crashing the board. You can hear the exclamations inside.
See, when you get rebounds like that down inside, the move has got to be a stronger move. You gather yourself that you take advantage of your upper body strength and you take the defenders right to the board.
And a push. That's Aguirre's third foul. And the third team foul against Detroit. Dennis Rodman will be checking in. And he'll replace Mark Aguirre, whose biggest scoring game was game 1 with 18.
Well, you can see Cliff Robinson never stopped moving on Aguirre that time, down on the baseline.
Williams working against Laimbeer, who has 3 fouls. Loose ball, Cliff Robinson picked it up. And Laimbeer finally brings it down. Here's Dumars up tempo. Isiah Thomas pulls up with it. Dumars and Duckworth. 5 minutes to go in the third quarter.
Dumars wants the 1-and-1. You know he has the big man.
Dumars really having a rough shooting game. But there's Rodman. Edwards fouled. And fouled hard.
See, Detroit's not going to complain about that because he got injured right across the face that time on the hit. Nobody's going to complain.
And he's falling down. And his blood drawn. Above the right eye, timeout called Detroit.
Now you see, now watch as the pass is made to Edwards coming down the lane. 2 guys get him. There's your first right there, and then the second as he came across. Now it might have been on the swipe by the player who came behind that time.
Buck Williams will be charged with his 4th personal foul of the game. First player in the game to pick up 4.
The All-Star Game, this summer on CBS.
Who could that be? It's Coach Brown with today's word.
Today's word is transition game.
Ooh, transition game. And you say transition game?
That's exactly what I'm talking about.
David, you're not a guard. You're going to break. You got to run. Run. Rebound. Running is when you move your legs quickly. David,
I don't think we're going to have Coach Brown on the show anymore.
if you don't do that, I'm going to have to yell at you again.
When Bill Denby was in Vietnam, he dreamed of coming home and playing a little basketball. a dream that all but died when he lost both legs to a Viet Cong rocket. But then researchers discovered that a DuPont plastic could help make truly lifelike artificial limbs. Now Bill's back, and some say he hasn't lost a step. At DuPont, we make the things that make a difference. Better things for better living.
Did you know Eagle Talon is one of Automobile Magazine's top 10?
Talon has won several prestigious automotive awards, so what's one more?
Car and Driver's 10 Best.
Let me tell you some great news about Eagle Talon.
First, let me tell you, it's pouring outside. And this all-wheel drive is terrific on a wet road.
Well, that's the news.
And that's the weather. Good night.
Back here in the third quarter, Blazers on top by 3. In that last play that James Edwards was hurt on, he caught an elbow across the right part of his eyebrow. It did, in fact, inflict a deep gash there. The doctor says he will not require stitches right now. They'll wait until after the game. And I can tell you from the old street fighting days, if you get a good knock across the nose, that will force you and cause you to be dizzy and fall backwards, as James Edwards did. Let's go over the deck.
Nah, not you, James Brown. 4 fouls on Buck Williams. And Edwards will go to the line. He's missed his only free throw tonight.
James has been struggling all throughout the playoffs. In this series, he's shooting less than 55% from the foul line. He's had an awful lot of opportunities there.
2-point lead for the Trailblazers with that much time remaining in the third period. Game number 5 of the NBA Finals, with the Pistons leading 3-1 and needing 1 to wrap it up. Portland wanting to win 1 at home to stay alive. Here's Duckworth. Gets his own rebound and knocks it away. And it'll be a Piston foul, apparently. Or is it side out?
Side out.
No foul.
The ball was hit, and it went behind the backboard and hit back there. Consequently, you get the ball out of bounds on the side. That was an excellent shot by Duckworth and follow-up to keep the ball alive.
Portland's been a little cold lately from the field. Drexler takes care of that. They have missed 5 in a row.
See, we have not seen that explosion from the side area. That time he just made up his mind to take his man to the basket.
He's got 11 now, Drexler. Detroit starting guards have outscored Portland by 1. Vinnie Johnson will come in along with Sally at the next dead ball. 6 on the shot clock. Ball knocked away. Thomas fires a desperation 3, and what do you know, hits another one, and that is his 3rd of the game.
That's been the story of the series games 3, 4, and 5. The incredible ability to make the shot as the clock is out, and more important, for threes.
25 points for Thomas. Detroit, 4th foul. There's Vinnie Johnson and Sally in there now.
Now you see Drexler come off of the first pick, second pick. That's what we mean by stagger. Look at that step.
Edwards will go out and work on that eye, and Joe Dumars, who's having a kind of an off game thus far, goes out. Foul was on Rodman, his 2nd, 4th team foul against Detroit.
The referees are concerned with a lot of sweat that has happened right in the red area in the lane.
Sally on Drexler. Yes, you're good in a foul. What an explosion there.
That's his game, Dick. Anytime he puts it down and attacks, even if you are with him, he has the ability to get so high up in the air. Now watch how he plays this glass. Look at that. He came right up underneath. Even if Sally stayed with him, he would have knocked him off the front of the rim.
Pistons in the penalty. Sally with his 2nd foul. And it's a 4-point lead in favor of the Trailblazers.
It's always nice to watch an offensive player read the defense perfectly and then execute.
See how Detroit responds to this challenge. Thomas hits a jumper. 27 points now for Isiah Thomas. close to 3 minutes to go in the third. And Porter is hit and fouled. Sally, another foul now.
How about this? Now just watch. Watch how he takes a Spider-Man off the dribble. How about this elevation? Look at the distance. Bam. Beautiful.
Porter 4 for 4 at the free throw line. Clyde Drexler was in the middle of those slam dunk contests long before the Trailblazers became a finalist in this league.
That's right.
Rare miss for Porter.
Well, the people are groaning. You know, he's right there. He's 6th in the league in foul shooting, right at that 89% mark over the season. And then we all know that he ran the string 35 straight in the playoffs.
Pistons, knowing that Vinnie Johnson hasn't scored, Dumars has 3, and they're only down by 3 points now, 64-61.
Watch Vinnie Johnson to see if he comes off of the picks gingerly. No, see, he's hobbling.
Cliff Robinson is denying him anyway. Sally goes up, has it knocked away. Rodman. And Rodman, such an intelligent player, knowing great awareness where the ball is, draws the foul.
Once again, the loose balls that go to the floor, the blue shirts have dominated in getting to them in games 3, 4, and so far in game 5.
Effort play. Technical foul has been called against Jerome Kersey and Bill Laimbeer, a double team.
Laimbeer and the referee, Darryl Garrettson, having a few words.
He lost it to him. He lost it to him.
We'll see it right here. Oops, there goes the ball. All right, Kersey hit him in the back of the head. So all you're doing is you're instigating thing, and probably that's what Laimbeer said. But we might be catching the second part of the action right now.
Danny Young is in for Portland in the backcourt. Rodman only 55% playoff free throw shooter. A lot better than he used to be, though.
See, sometimes he just gets up to the line and throws it up there without concentrating.
Pistons both had the ball and lost it to Danny Young. Portland by 3. Drexler again. Therefore, that time it was Sally with his defense.
Well, they got some on the trap. Did an excellent job.
Thomas loses his footing and goes out of bounds. Claims he was pushed.
Well, he was bumped on the dribble. But in this type of a game, there's an awful lot of bumping on the dribblers, no matter where they are on the court. So it has been consistent at both ends of the floor.
Detroit not protecting the ball as well this period. Drexler, no basket, a foul.
See, in this matchup, Drexler versus Vinnie Johnson. First of all, he can't play him even if his knee was perfect, because he can stay with him maybe, but Drexler jumps over the top of him. Now, with Vinnie with an injured knee, it's almost impossible. Drexler senses this, and he wants the ball on a clear-out.
If you've just joined us, we're at the Memorial Coliseum in Portland, 12,000 strong. The Portland Trailblazers trying to draw closer to the Pistons, trailing 3 games to 1 in the best of 7. Detroit, knowing a win here, wraps up their second straight NBA crown.
In the second half, Portland doing a much better job on the defensive board.
Vinnie Johnson really doesn't have footing out there, fell down. Laimbeer, Sally the offensive board. Portland matching their biggest lead, established back in the first quarter. Thomas tries to force a pass. Here's a 4-on-2 break for the Trailblazers, broken up by Dennis Rodman beautifully.
Once again, a careless pass.
2-on-1, Sally couldn't hold on to Thomas's pass. We are seeing careless ball handling. Vinnie Johnson is fouled.
When you're coaching a game like this, you just sit and you shake your head. I mean, we are seeing so many crazy things here in the open floor. A 4-on-2, we get a blind pass into a turnover at one end of the floor. At the other end of the floor, a perfect pass on a 2-on-1, missed. Here we have, now watch Rodman hustling. But you see, when you throw a blind pass, you're not giving credit to the defense that's hustling in transition.
Vinnie Johnson with his first point of the game. Dumars will give Isiah Thomas a rest. Thomas goes out with 27. Vinnie Johnson, who scored 41 in the last 2 games, having a cold game thus far. 1 out of 2. 4-point lead, Portland.
They're trying to bring Drexler to the side. There you go.
Duckworth against Laimbeer, who has a few fouls. Laimbeer finally gets the rebound.
See,
14.
When Drexler fed Duckworth, he went right into the middle so that he'd be on the offensive board. He had one opportunity there.
Rodman, good pass to Dumars and a foul. Both teams in the penalty now. And for Drexler, that'll be his 4th. So Buck Williams and Drexler both now hampered with 4 persons.
See, now right now with a minute to go, an awful lot of coaches in basketball, high school, college, and the pros would take out their star player now, hoping that he does not pick up his 5th. But when we saw this happen in games 1 and 2, Rick and the coaching staff at Portland, they have confidence in Drexler because they say he wants to stay on the floor.
Pistons really having a rough time from the line as a team tonight. Under a minute to go, 16 on the shot clock.
There's a clear out.
Drexler. A rebound by Rodman. Portland will get the ball back. Dumars in a crowd and a foul. And he'll go to the line to shoot 2, but this has been an Achilles heel for the Pistons. They are shooting 44% in the game from the free throw line, Hubie. Young with the foul.
Well, coming into this series, both teams were low foul shooting teams in the low 70s. But we have seen them get hot in different games and shoot up around that 80 mark. The thing which is interesting so far is any time that you're trying to come off of a pick and roll with the basketball, there is so much manhandling, bumping and grabbing of people that they're not allowing anyone to turn the corner and get to the basket for an advantage.
This is not a game in which the 3 guards are exploding for the Pistons as they have the last 2. See if Detroit can win nonetheless. They're locked in a tight game, down by 1. They'll get the ball back, though.
But remember, the Portland coaching staff, this is Detroit tempo that we're playing at right now.
7 on the shot clock. Porter too far under. Rodman in the middle of it, and we're going to have a jump ball. I'll tell you, Rodman's ankle has to be feeling a lot better the way he's elevating and jumping around tonight.
This is a war between 2 really great athletes. Now you'll see this move right here. There was no shot opportunity. Terry's behind the board. Now look at this. These 2 guys have been fighting every minute when Rodman is on the court. Kersey and Rodman. You just have to enjoy it as a fan.
Porter with a quick 3. He's got it. Oh, yes.
And he wanted the foul. Thought he was hit on the shot.
He's got 4 of those tonight for 17 points. Vinnie Johnson to Rodman. No basket. Time is run out. Let's see if there was a whistle and a foul. Chuck Daly is going over to the scorer's table.
Chuck Daly, you could hear a whistle. Now, was that whistle on the floor or did it come out of the crowd? That's what Chuck Daly's all upset about because they thought that they had a foul on Vinnie Johnson out high at half-court area.
An 8-point turnaround from halftime till now, and that's the end of the 3rd period with the score. The Blazers 69, Pistons 65. We'll return to the Memorial Coliseum after this message and a word from your local station.
B.F. Goodrich TA tires perform like great athletic shoes. They grab. They dig. They give you control.
B.F. Goodrich TA
B.F. Goodrich TA Tires, the athletic shoes for your car.
B.F. Goodrich TA Tires.
Looks like Rusty's back in town. The Miller Genuine Draft Rusty Wallace stock car. You'd better hold on.
This is CBS.
No down payment, $233 a month, 48 months. Now from your Tri-County Pontiac dealers, a Grand Prix exclusive that makes GMAC Smart Lease even smarter for you. A brand new 1990 Grand Prix LE Coupe is specially equipped with air, automatic, stereo cassette, tilt wheel, and more. Yours now. No down payment, $233 a month. Doesn't get any smarter than this. Bob Janot Plymouth, Heritage Southgate, Shelton Rochester, or Garling Lake Horry.
Now you can get $300 cash back when you make your best deal and save on a deluxe Bryant air conditioning and heating system. Call the Bryant Merit dealer nearest you.
Anything can happen now. Good evening, I'm Hugh Perkins. As any Piston fan knows, all it takes is a few minutes or seconds. If the Pistons win, look for wall-to-wall exclusive coverage on TV2, including Coach Chuck Daly, who will join Eli Zarrett to co-host the celebration live from Portland. Now, whatever happens, join us right after the game for a special edition of Eyewitness News. We'll take you from the Palace to Portland with all the highlights tonight on TV2.
Be there. Again. And again.
Soon as somebody touches it, you foul it.
For your copy of the official NBA World Championship video, call 1-800-683-9600. That's 1-800-683-9600 for the NBA World Championship video.
Welcome to the 1990 NBA Finals, a must game for both teams. If Detroit wants to repeat tonight, they must win. If Portland wants to force a Game 6, they must win. 12 minutes of basketball left, and here's Dick Stockton.
Thank you, Pat. You know, the Minneapolis Lakers beat the New York Knicks, winning 3 on the road back in 1953. But since we had the 2-3-2 arrangement, no team has swept the middle 3 consecutive games. Detroit trying to do it tonight, but they're trailing by 4 going into this last period.
That was an excellent quarter by Portland. They finally, first quarter, 22 points. Second quarter, only 20. Third quarter, 27 points. They are protecting the basketball, doing a little bit better job there, but the main emphasis is their defensive rebounding, doing an excellent in that area.
Outscored the Pistons by 8 at Portland, despite 39% shooting in the quarter. Danny Young and Terry Porter with Cooper, Kersey, and Cliff Robinson. Porter almost had a bank 3 that time.
And you know he called bank, right? Come on.
I heard him. Even with the crowd, I heard
players before the game were doing all of that, calling the shot when they were warming up.
Dumars and Vinnie Johnson with Edwards, Sally, and Rodman out there. 5 on the shot clock. Sally. Rodman tipped up by Sally. Pistons having trouble catching the ball inside tonight.
With this unit out there now, it's Kersey and Porter are your primary offensive players.
There's the shot clock up. Edwards pushes Danny Young, and that'll be his third.
Dead foul that time by James. Anytime you're out in the open floor, the shot clock is going down. If you make a switch, force the guard, who is much smaller than you, to shoot over the top. You're 7 foot with long arms. They're working hard to get Porter open.
He's open. Hits another. That's the 2-point shot. It's 19 in the game. He and Duckworth lead the Blazers.
Well, you know, Dick, this is the best that we have seen him shoot since the San Antonio series, where he had a lot of confidence, coming off picks, shooting a 3 off the dribble.
Portland has its biggest lead of the game. Edwards, not to be denied. Relentless, draws the foul.
I like his aggressiveness tonight off the dribble. Anytime that he's on the right side of the lane facing the basket, he's putting the ball down hard and taking it into the lane. If he goes for the left-handed little baby hook shot, he'll either score or he'll get fouled.
Jerome Kersey with his third personal foul, and here's Edwards. Like many of the Pistons having a rough night from the line. He's 1 for 3 thus far.
See, when he stands perfectly straight up, as he bends his knees, it comes up and releases the shot. The coaching staff of Detroit said when he follows through, everything is fine. It's when he ends up fading backwards is when he usually has the miss. There you go.
He's been in double figures all but game 1. Waiting for his chance again is Isiah Thomas. He's got 27, does he? Porter with a move against Dumars. Kersey blocked by Edwards. Goaltending called. Kersey gets the hoop.
See, on all the penetration, Porter's been able to get down inside and make the pass. Look at this pass. Now watch the pause. See the pause? He paused, gathered himself, Kersey, on that shot.
Joe Dumars with a stutter going in, blocked inside. Edwards follows up.
Now that's the way to get a second shot opportunity.
I think he's really aggressive. Well, you pointed out, Porter misses a 3. Young. It'll go for it. Dumars wants a 22nd timeout, got hit in the eye. And he's going to get it.
Well, they've been working him really hard off of all the picks. He's been working to try to prevent Porter coming into the open area off of 1 or 2 picks.
It's going to be a full timeout. A war of attrition. That's what this game and maybe this series is going to come down to.
We've been waiting for a long time.
I've been saying we've got advantages over Japanese cars, but even I didn't know how good we are. An independent testing company asked 100 Americans who would consider Japanese cars to compare a Plymouth Sundance and Dodge Shadow to a Honda Civic. After rating over 30 different categories, 76 out of 100 judged the Sundance and Shadow superior overall to Honda Civic. And they weren't even told our cars are the lowest priced cars in the world with a driver's airbag. Who knows? We might have gotten them all.
From the Far East to Europe. Across the Caribbean and throughout North America, only one airline covers so much of the world with so much warmth.
We love to fly and it shows.
This summer, fasten your seatbelts and hold on to your hats. Total Recall is the thrill ride of the summer. Prepare to be blown away. Total Recall, rated R, now playing at a theater near you.
Well, the game looks pretty even from these numbers. The shooting is even. There's Thomas and Porter. Duckworth also has 19 points, and the rebound, Detroit with a slight edge, but a 75-69 lead right now for the Blazers.
Now keep an eye on Joe Dumars right in the area here. He gets hit twice. There's the one time, and here he gets it. 1-2. Bam, bam. There were no fouls called on that play. Here comes James Edwards for the power follow, the power dunk. But that's where Dumars had the injury to his left eye.
So we have Dumars with the eye, Edwards with the cut. It's Jim Paxson.
Had many a big scoring year here as a Portland Trailblazer.
Let's send it over to James Brown now. JB?
All right, Dick, not an awful lot of talking in the Detroit huddle that time. As a matter of fact, all the players know sign language. Assistant coach Brendan Malone did 2 things. He pointed to his heart, and he pointed to his championship ring, and he smiled at him. Let's go back to Dick.
That's all you need to do.
See, from now on down, we have 9.5 minutes, Dick. We know that there's going to be an awful lot of body contact, a lot of strong defense here. And now it's going to come down to, do you get the call or not? If you do not, you must adjust your game and play the way the game is called.
Portland resting its 2 players with 4 fouls, Buck Williams and Drexler. James Edwards, tough defense, and Kersey comes down with it.
Hey, Kersey and Cliff Robinson are all over the place trying to help out defensively.
Three minutes gone by in the 4th. And Edwards with a hard foul on the Porter, and that'll be 4 on James. Last 2 have been kind of strange fouls for him, a push and then that one.
Right, you see on that one, you have a guard driving to the basket. He's already extended his body, so he's not high up in the air. What you should do is allow the shot to be released, because you have Rodman in the game as well as Edwards to just come and take the shot clock. No need fouling, mainly because he's a great foul shooter.
6 out of 7 tonight. Dumars resting up, has scored only 6 points. Vinnie Johnson just 1. The 3-guard explosion has been missing for the Pistons.
He's been the heart and soul of their team tonight. Porter has really been going down the lane, making things happen.
1 out of 2, but 20 points in the game for Porter.
You want to play 2-man basketball. Isiah and Edwards right here.
Pick and roll, not there. Vinnie Johnson not made a shot tonight. Danny Young giving Thomas fit. Edwards goes up. They do not count the basket. It was before the shot. Wayne Cooper's foul.
Look at Chuck.
He doesn't quite see that.
Well, yeah, first of all, I didn't like the call. He wanted continuation. But you're happy with Edwards because he's not contented with the fadeaway jumper.
Vinnie Johnson hits his first field goal of the game after missing 4.
He's running gingerly down the floor. No explosion in his game tonight.
Rodman falls down. Kersey strong to the hoop. Rebound by Laimbeer. He's got 15 rebounds, matching his first game high.
See, Kersey's got to get back.
Vinnie Johnson hits another one, and if he gets cooking, Rick Adelman's got deep problems.
See, you can't lose your concentration now from now to the end of the game, because there will be fouls going on.
Offensive foul now.
Offensive foul, Jerome
Kersey, and that's 4 on Jerome.
See, he wanted a foul on his drive to the basket at the other end. He did not get across half court when Vinnie Johnson hit the shot, and now he comes at the other end of the floor, gets an offensive foul.
Buck Williams, who comes in with 4 fouls, replaces Jerome Kersey, who goes out with 4.
Many times the coach in a situation like this will give him a quick breather, you know, just to cool him down, let him regroup, because we're right underneath 8 minutes now.
Vinnie Johnson gets his own rebound. 3 in a row for Vinnie Johnson, and the lead is cut to 1 now.
When he releases the shot, you must put your body into his chest. Block him out.
Porter, loose ball. Danny Young. Boy, we're really seeing helter-skelter passing tonight. Cooper goes up, and a push by Laimbeer, and that is going to be number 4 on Bill.
Strong move by Cooper. Nice pass by Danny Young, seeing that Cooper was open and he had Laimbeer beaten in that area.
Nose is bleeding. We have had a lot of cuts and bleeds tonight. Dumars will replace Isiah.
Let's see it right here now. See how Zeke gets it here. Oh, there it is there.
Cliff Robinson.
Right.
Meanwhile, Clyde Drexler has replaced Terry Porter in the Portland lineup. Boy, Mike Abdenauer has been a busy man. Dr. Paolucci also has had a lot to do tonight. James Edwards got a gash. We saw Vinnie Johnson with the knee. Dumars as well. Who's going to be left standing in this one? Cooper misses both free throws.
See, they're 13 for 21. They missed 8 free throws. And when you think of all of the layup opportunities in that first quarter, you know, it's piling up here. You must make the foul shot.
Vinnie Johnson with Dumars, Rodman, Laimbeer, and Edwards stepped on the line and a turnover. Portland has Buck Williams, Kevin Duckworth in the game, and Cliff Robinson at forward, and they got Drexler and Danny Young at guard.
Remember, when you're in a close game like this, plus the game is under 90 points, you know, you're saying to yourself, you've got to make the freebies on the foul line and the easy shot opportunity.
Pass looped into Drexler, winds up on the floor. He's shaken up now, and Laimbeer has picked up his 5th personal foul.
See, this is 2 guys going for a lob pass. Depends upon the angle of the collision, where you're coming from. Now here, see, they're looking for a lob to Drexler. Here comes Laimbeer with the hit. Definite foul on Laimbeer in that situation.
Well, maybe a rainbow over Portland. Is that beautiful? Could be a good omen for the Trailblazers, but they are leading by only 1. Will return.
Getting around anywhere these days isn't easy. Getting a long-distance call through on AT&T is, even from non-AT&T public phones. Just dial 10-ATT-0 and the phone number.
AT&T.
10-ATT-0. Just to make getting through your day a little easier. AT&T. How can we help you?
I accept the time machine I had 40 years.
Cold filtered, never heat pasteurized Miller Genuine Draft.
Don't worry, Judy. I'm sure the future will be a very cool place.
For those who've discovered its real draft taste, the world is a very cool place.
It works.
The final buzzer is not when you take a timeout. Eli Zarin brings you interviews and puts tonight's game into perspective. Live courtside from Portland. It takes 2 to cover the finals right.
Major League Baseball on CBS Saturday, 3 o'clock Eastern time. It'll be the Red Sox and the Orioles. Some of you will see the Padres and the Dodgers. Saturday, 3 o'clock Eastern time. Well, it's been a rugged game. Here's Isiah Thomas running into Cliff Robinson and getting a nosebleed right here.
Well, you know, we say it's a non-contact sport. Now remember, there were no fouls called on that play right there. And the thing that you look at here is we're having collisions all over. Now watch this. Here's a bang, boom. And it's such a difficult game to referee because these people are playing at box level, a foot above the rim.
Well, let's check in with our MASH reporter, James Brown. JB.
All right, Dick, trying to move as quickly as I can from the Pistons bench. Isiah Thomas, of course, the nosebleed, nothing serious. James Edwards, still a little gash over the right eye, nothing serious. On the Portland bench, Clyde Drexler, more a bruised ego than anything, and both trainers said, hey, nothing serious. Let's go back to Dick.
All right, thank you, James. John Sally in for Laimbeer, who's on the bench with 5 personal.
Next foul by Detroit is the penalty.
Drexler goes up. They're going to call an offensive foul against Clyde, and Clyde now has 5.
That's a tough one. See, when he went down in there and he went on the reverse dribble to come back to get the shot, Dumars was in front.
Keep your eye on Vinnie Johnson, who has scored 6 points here in this quarter, and gets a foul on Robinson here, and that's a tough foul when a guy is shooting so far out.
See, Cliff at 6'10", excellent quick feet movement, good defender, long arms. You just don't need that. Just challenge the shot, force Vinnie to shoot the high lock.
Jerome Kersey will replace Robinson. And we now have a tie game with 6:34 to play. There's Kersey.
I love what Laimbeer said about Vinnie Johnson. You know, Vinnie would be an all-star on any team in this league if he was the go-to guy.
Makes them both. It'll count, and the Pistons, after trailing by 7, have regained the lead by 1 with that much time remaining in the fourth.
Well, everything is in Portland's favor from a tactical standpoint. You're going to be shooting the penalty.
Buck Williams misses. Kersey the rebound. Let's see if it's on Edwards, and if it is, it'll be 5 on him. We're going to have some people foul out of this one before we're through.
Well, the majority of this game at the Portland end is being played from the foul line down, with an occasional three-point attempt by Terry Porter. But everything else is down in there, and it's causing a lot of congestion on rebounds, a lot of body contact, and then who is going to survive? When you get it, pump fake, gather yourself, go strong, you'll get on the foul line.
Trailblaze, but you got to make the shots when you get on the line.
Well, you know, the reason why we said that this is their 9th miss, and you're in a 77-76 game.
It's a Detroit score no matter what what happens. It's going to be under 100 unless we go into double overtime.
See, Detroit loves this tempo. They're very methodical offensively. They'll run the offense to death.
Terry Porter back in guarding Dumars. Dumars off the glass. Another one of those shots. He got one with a second left on the shot clock the other night.
Well, you'd say that was a throw, except that he does it very often, so you know that it's a shot that he practices.
Rodman is on Kersey. No foul. Good call, no foul, but there's one. That may be Sally. Detroit is in the penalty.
4 personal foul on John Sally.
4 on John.
Keep your eye on Dumars. Now, this is very good defense. Here comes. Now, watch. Boom. That is planned up high off the board.
Remember when he hit that shot? His dad had passed away on Sunday. There's George C. Scott, and you know what team he's rooting for. He wears that. His lovely wife, Trish Vanderveer, with him tonight. Sitting right behind us, as a matter of fact. Remember what Isiah Thomas said? That wasn't you, Joe. That was your dad that scored that basket. Tied at 79, pick and roll. Sally all alone.
If you're going to trap the pick and roll, you must pick up the roll, guy. Not one Portland player was near him.
Double team, and Drexler's pass to Williams beat it.
Yeah, I love Drexler down in the low post area, Dick, because he can shoot over the guard, but most important, when you double team him, always gets the pass to the free man.
Isiah Thomas nursing the bloody nose. Dumars into Sally. Smart play by Sally, had nothing. Double on Vinnie Johnson. Edwards has it stripped away by Drexler, and here's Porter in the open court. To Clyde. Foul by Dumars. And that was a smart foul by Joe. Maybe the only guy without foul trouble for Detroit.
Here's our man.
You know, that's the Trailblazers logo. How many times have you seen a logo on some guy's face?
Clyde really attacked.
Porter and Drexler have accounted for 37 points tonight.
What I liked about that fast break opportunity, Porter knew that when the defense cut off his lane, he had Drexler coming down the middle, delivered a nice soft pass.
Team fouls. Portland still has 1 to give. We've got a good one going, and we've already had 2 great games in this NBA final. Dick Stockton and Hubie Brown. 83-81 Portland trying to stay alive, trailing 3 games to 1 to the Pistons in the championship. Sally against Drexler. Duckworth the rebound. And a blocking foul called against Dennis Rodman.
See, Dennis is trying for the charge on every single dribble penetration. He'll rotate over, try to help out a teammate. He's taking an awful lot of body contact, but you know, the majority of them, he is nowhere near in position to get the charge. And all it is resulting in foul shot opportunities.
And a good one on the line, although he's missed 2 tonight, is Terry Porter. Detroit has had a rough night from the line, and Portland is following suit. 13 of 22 for Detroit. 18 of 29 for Portland. There you'll see the numbers. One out of two, and the lead is 3. Laimbeer on the bench with 5. Edwards playing with 5.
Now you have to watch out for the high pick and roll for Vinnie Johnson.
Dumars. Duckworth with another rebound. Good outlet outside to Porter. Pick and roll. Here's Kersey in the corner. Rodman tips it to himself. 4 minutes remaining now in the 4th period of Game 5.
They'll take their time. Now this is a one-on-one. If he feels he doesn't have it, you'll see Edwards come for the pick and roll. Here it is right now.
And a foul. Isiah Thomas just looked at Chuck Daly and put his arms out as if to say, hey, how about now? I can go in.
Well, Chuck is playing a situation. He feels that Vinnie's hot. Also, Joe is playing solid. It's a tough call for Chuck right now. You know, when you're coaching in a situation like that, you're going with your instincts.
Duckworth committing his 3rd. Next foul on Portland will be the penalty.
Same situation now.
Thomas is getting up now. There you see.
Joe Dumars sent a pick down inside so that they'd bring Edwards, play 2-man.
Edwards. Loose ball. Williams has it.
Portland doing a terrific job in the last 3 to 4 minutes, holding Detroit to 1 shot.
Isiah Thomas will come in. Next dead ball. Duckworth. A new playoff season high for Kevin Duckworth, 21.
It's nice to see because he was calling for the ball. He wanted that ball. And that was a tough shot because Edwards was right up in his face.
3 minutes remaining and a 5-point lead for the Blazers. Vinnie Johnson. Sally stuffs it through, and it's down to 3.
Sally came from the corner. He was running hard. Blew right by everyone for that one.
Drexler working in. What a play by Drexler on a reverse.
What a beautiful play. You can't play anyone any better than that. Dumars was right there, forced him to reverse.
Dumars. Rebound Duckworth. The lead is 5, and time is starting to run down.
Same thing now. You're shooting the penalty. Go to your strength right now, but don't allow too many seconds to go off the shot clock.
Feed inside, knocked away by Kersey. Buck Williams. Timeout, Detroit.
Yes, I said.
And you're looking across the city of Portland, Oregon, and way in the distance is Detroit Pistons do not have 3. They have to take a timeout because you're only allowed 3 within 2 minutes. Had to take it, which they did back-to-back, or piggyback with Detroit, so now they have 3 and 1:20 remaining. One of the enforcers that we had on at the half with Pat O'Brien the other night, Maurice Lucas, guy you coached with the New York Knicks.
Maurice, one of the better defensive big forwards, you know, probably over the last 10 years. Not only an enforcer type of a player and rebounder, but also a primetime scorer.
Portland Trailblazers have been on a 14-6 run ever since the Pistons took a 1-point lead in the game, and they're really doing a great job off the defensive board.
Well, that was a terrific touch pass down underneath. They're holding Detroit to 1 shot in most situations and doing an excellent job in forcing Detroit to stay with the perimeter jump shot.
Bill Laimbeer with 5 fouls comes back in. So does Mark Aguirre. Isiah Thomas is there with Vinnie Johnson and John Sally. That's the 5 in there for Detroit. Drexler, Porter, Williams, Kersey, and Duckworth for the Trailblazers. Basket will count and a foul by Vinnie Johnson. They got him on the side on that time.
Vinnie just blew by Clyde Drexler. That is Drexler's 6th foul. Okay, and yet he came to block that shot from behind.
20 points for Clyde, 6 rebounds and 4 assists in a magnificent performance.
This is a big 3-point opportunity for Detroit.
Vinnie Johnson 3 for 4 tonight from there. And it's 90-86 with 1:50 to go. Danny Young replaces Drexler.
Well, let's see the ball movement now. In the last 2 minutes, everything is ball movement, setting up your key people offensively, and you try not to waste a lot of seconds.
Porter to Duckworth. Rebound Laimbeer. 16 rebounds for Laimbeer. That's the best he's had in any game in the final.
Look out now.
4-point lead. Vinnie Johnson hits the basket, and it's 90-88. 5 straight points by Vinnie.
Well, Chuck knows you got to get Vinnie the ball. He's hot right now. He feels it. That's why he's handling, not Isiah Thomas.
It's all coming down to this for Portland surviving. Duckworth in and out. Laimbeer with another rebound, and now Detroit can tie the game. He'll be patient with it. Pick and roll. Under a minute to go. Ball batted away.
Excellent defense by Danny Young, knocking that one loose.
7 on the shot clock. Vinnie Johnson down the middle. Jump ball with Danny Young jumping with Vinnie Johnson.
Both coaches in a sweat right now. Yeah, I like Danny Young. He puts his nose in there. He's been doing a real fine job for them in these 3 home games. Right now we're hustling again. We have that same problem as we had in the first quarter, the confrontation of who gets the spot.
Jump control by Isiah Thomas. 21 on the shot clock. Here's Thomas. Tie score at 90-90. Crowd quieting now. 7-0 run here by Portland. By Detroit.
You have to look at them. Laimbeer says it, and it's really true. They're so tough-minded. They have incredible concentration, especially on the road.
Porter throws the ball away. 3 straight times Portland has come up empty in 3 possessions. And look at the expression on Rick Adelman's face. Timeout called with 20.1 seconds to go.
The thing that surprised me the most on Plymouth Sundance was the stability on the road, handling.
In an independent test, Plymouth Sundance was picked over Honda Civic.
Feels safe, it's fun to drive, and it makes you feel young again.
Meet the American that beat the Honda. For overall superiority, Plymouth Sundance beat Honda Civic, and Sundance is the lowest priced car in the world with a driver's airbag. Now it's easy to own a winner with $750 cash back.
Uh-oh.
What's wrong?
There's just 1 minute made left.
I'll play you for it. Yo, great game.
Yeah. I got thirsty just watching you guys.
Minute Maid Orange, the orange, the official soft drink of the NBA.
Saturday, the Red Sox face the Orioles or see the Padres take on the Dodgers. This summer, it's baseball on CBS.
Well, if they're apprehensive here in Portland, they are going bonkers at the Palace of Auburn Hills, where 21,000 plus are watching what's going on in this arena as you see it. And the Detroit Pistons can play for the last shot, and they are in a position, Hubie Brown, to win the NBA title on the final possession of this 5th game.
All right, now you're Detroit. You have 1 timeout remaining. You know that the toughest thing for you is the inbounds pass, especially if Portland overplays. Vinnie Johnson is hot right now, and you know that they love the pick and rolls, allow the Vinnie to either penetrate or pass back to the roll man or the pick man for the perimeter shot. At the other end of the floor, you're telling your team, you've got to play them as tough as you can defensively. When the shot goes up, block out. All 5 guys get on the defensive board. When you get the rebound, it's up to you. If you get a long rebound and you can go with the fast break. If not, call a timeout. We'll advance the ball a half court.
29 points for Isiah Thomas. Quickly to James Brown.
All right, Dick, the only thing you need to know on this play is that Chuck Daly wants the ball in the hands of Isiah. Let him create. He's the coach of the floor. Let's go back to Dick.
Thank you, James. Rodman will inbound. They are apparently not going to guard the inbounds pass for Rodman. Here's Isiah.
Well, they're going to run the clock all the way down. Now, everyone's on the baseline, so they're in a 1-4 set. That way, if Thomas beats his man...
7/10 of a second. Timeout, Portland. They're going wild at the Palace because they are watching one of the great teams of recent years in the NBA, Hubie Brown, with their guttiness.
Well, that was just outstanding execution. They're relying on Isiah to beat his man off the dribble. You'll see. Now watch as the play ones who are having a good night in the areas of the floor where they get an opportunity to do their best offensive move. And then you always go to the guys at the end of the game who can get their shot, and most important, get fouled and make the foul shots.
James Brown reports that the plan is to get the ball to Duckworth. We'll see.
Well, that means if they're taken out high, Duckworth is down along the left side of the lane right now. So Detroit must be careful. They're not playing the guy out of bounds. They're not going to allow a long pass.
7/10 of a second. There's the shot, and the game's over, and the Pistons have won the World Championship. Back to back. The Palace. Pistons have scored the last 9 points to win it.
I'm cold. I'm real cold now. Back to back. Yeah. Back to back, boy. Back to back. Can't believe I'm getting champagne again. God damn. God damn. Back to back champagne again, boy. You hear me? Again. God damn it, back. God. Where's Vinnie at? Where's Vinnie at? Yes. I did. Yes. Now, baby. Yes. Again, boy. Yes. It's not cold. Yes. Again. That's 2 straight. God damn it. Come on, do some more. Woo! Hey, congratulations, baby. Hey. Back to back, boy.
Not only did the Pistons win their second straight NBA final and will be back here, but they did it by beating Portland 3 in a row on Portland's home court. We'll be back.
Car just kind of...
Ask him. Cold filtered, never heat pasteurized. Miller Genuine Draft. For those who've discovered its real draft taste, the world is a very cool place. This is the mark of a great beer. The one beer that's cold filtered for real draft taste. Cold filtered Miller Genuine Draft.
Is your HMO too big to give you the personal care you deserve? Total health care isn't. Your HMO should give you total coverage. It should be big enough to provide you with the best medical care, but not too big to ignore your personal health care needs. To get the attention you deserve, you needn't shout. You just need total health care, the people plan. We're just big enough to make personalized health care a specialty.
They're dancing at the Palace of Auburn Hills, Michigan. 21,500 celebrating the Detroit Pistons, back-to-back NBA champions. And right now, let's go into the Piston dressing room and Pat O'Brien.
They're all going, look at the Palace, look at the Palace. We can make some sense out of this. Here's the commissioner of basketball, David Stern, to present the trophy.
Get me out of here. Bill, you're the first franchise in NBA history to repeat. You've got a great team. Congratulations to you, the Pistons in the city of Detroit, and all of these very nice people around me.
Bill Davidson is here.
There it goes.
Bill, what does this mean for the city of Detroit?
It establishes that a really great team, and to all the people back at the Palace, go.
Isiah Thomas was unanimously voted MVP. Isiah, congratulations.
Thanks, Pat.
Is this one sweeter than the last one?
Oh, yeah, it's much sweeter because we had our work cut out for us. Everybody doubted us all season long. And it was a tough road. Anytime you go back-to-back, we won only 3 teams to ever do it in history. And this is a special team, very special team.
I can't see anything. Chuck Daly, come here.
How are you?
The Daily Double you got. Congratulations.
I got the Daily Double.
You've been hyping these T-shirts for a year.
I'm not worried about T-shirts. I'm so happy because we worked so hard, and I wanted this one more than any of the last 3 trips. I don't know why. Just because I love it. These guys have worked so hard to do it.
Will you be back next year to try it again?
You never know what's going to happen. I don't know. I haven't made any decision.
What did you think when Vinnie shot one in?
Hell, he's done it all his life.
I gotta get the hair right. Wait.
Congratulations, Coach. We're going to go to commercial, and we'll be back from a, shall we say, exuberant locker room after this. Stay with us.
Mommy, why do you have to travel so much?
That's my job, honey. I mean, that's how we get the things we need and get to live in a big house.
One day, it could all come down to a few inches. For those few inches, it's good to know you have Goodyear tires.
We could get a smaller house.
Thank you, darling.
That's why we say the best tires in the world have Goodyear written all over them.
Did you know that there is a belief in business today that some long-distance companies can save you lots of money over AT&T? But this has grown way out of proportion, especially if you're a small business. Look at it this way. When you compare the other guys' long-distance rates next to AT&T long-distance, you'll find you can get AT&T quality at extremely competitive prices. And there's nothing inflated about that.
Hello? Hello?
Value, another AT&T advantage.
Me and Joe were two of the most feared players in football. But now we want to try more peaceful pursuits, like fishing. We brought along some cold Miller Lights. The Light's not some watered-down version of a regular beer. It's a less filling beer that really tastes great.
You ready to try and catch a fish, Randy?
Okay, Joe, I'll go first. Hey, fish, get in the boat! Oh, this fish is pretty easy.
It's no fish story. When it's Miller Lite, less filling tastes great.
Hey, that was too small. Get out of here!
And from Portland, Oregon, we say hello to all of our friends at the Palace of Auburn Hills. And if you could hear them now, Isiah and Vinnie, they are screaming at the top of their lungs out there inside the palace. They got no team there yet, but they'll have one soon. Vinnie Johnson, the hero of the game. It took you a while to find your shot, but you finally found it at the right time.
Oh, couldn't have came at a better time, you know, but I hung in there. I had guys like Coach Malone here who stuck by me 100%, kept on telling me to shoot it. Bill Laimbeer said, hey, I don't care if you miss 500 in a row, I'm still with you. And, you know, when guys tell you things like that, hey, you know, you get a lot of confidence from that.
How many times in your life have you looked for a shot like that? All the times on the play.
I missed on my jumper, and I followed through real good, and it just fell for me. I was lucky.
Congratulations. Bill Laimbeer. Bill, get up here. Congratulations. Is this one sweeter than the last one?
Well, the first one's always the best, but this one was for us. Last year was for the organization, all the people, but this year was for all the players because we wanted this very badly.
What do you want to say to your fans out there in the Palace?
You got back to back, and we're the world champions.
Let's go to James Brown and Rick Adelman.
All right, Pat, thank you very much. And understandably, a very subdued room over here, and I'm standing with Coach Rick Adelman of the Portland Trail Blazers, and we talked at the top of the game about you reaching deep into your bag of tricks, and you went to the very bottom.
Well, we just, you know, we had control of the game, and in the last 2 minutes, you've got to give Detroit tremendous credit. They made every shot they had to make, and we had a couple that just wouldn't go down, and it ended up being, you know, Vinnie Johnson making a tough one at the end to win it. You got to give them all the credit in the world. They're the world champions, and they showed why they are.
No question that your bunch is a very classy one indeed. Again, you went your first full season here as head coach. Any nugget that you'll take away from this experience at all?
Well, I think so. I told the team afterwards, I don't think I've ever been prouder of any situation I've ever been involved with and with this team. You know, we play these guys and lose 4 out of 5, and you know, 4 of the games are right down to the wire, and I think we're just starting to build something here, and we came so quick this year, and we did some things that teams have never done before, and what we want to do is come back to next year and respond to this. The team that beat us tonight had some failures in the past, and they did it, and that's what we want to do. We want to learn from this, but again, I don't want these guys holding their head down. They deserve a lot of credit for the year they've had.
From all of us at CBS, congratulations on a great run. Good luck to you next season.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
All right, a very classy bunch indeed from Portland, a young team that will be heard from in the years to come. Dick and Hubie will be back with some wrap-up thoughts right after this.
This is it. After 2,986 miles, the Tour de Light, the race to win America's favorite light beer, has reached New York.
Excuse me, fellas. I'm looking for New York. Big place, tall buildings. Subway?
This is when many cyclists say they hit the wall, but they push on. Why? Because it's there. At the finish line, a lifetime supply of Miller Lite. They are all still in this thing. Well, everybody except Woody Harrelson. Apparently, he is still on that shortcut.
All right, looking good.
These guys would not push themselves for just any beer. Only the less filling beer that really tastes great. Here they come. It's anybody's race. I don't believe it. Woody wins. And so, what was it that drove these guys across America? The quest for Miller Lite, America's favorite light beer.
Looks like they're going to need more Miller Lite. Well, we're back here in Portland. Detroit's the NBA champion and one unfinished story to tell. And for that, let's go back to the Piston dressing room and Pat O'Brien. Pat?
All right, Dick, thank you very much. And, of course, Joe Dumars, whose father died this week. And you told me that last year's was for your dad. Whose was this for?
For everybody, for all my family back in Louisiana, all the people who are really pulling for the Pistons.
I think the team was really pulling to get this one done today, really in deference to you, so you can concentrate on your family and go back down. Is that the case?
Yeah, I told him before the game, guys, I want to go home tomorrow and have this over with. I don't want to have to come back and play anymore. And guys dug down and pulled it out. Just so happy we pulled through, man.
The entire country admires your courage. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thanks very much.
Thank you, Joe. Let's go back one more time here. What time is it?
It's hammer time.
Let's go back up to Dick and Hubie.
22nd Clubland.
All right, Pat, thank you very much. Hubie Brown, you know, a fantastic comeback by Detroit. You've seen teams throughout your life. Well, how good are the Detroit Pistons? Where do they stand in history?
Well, defensively, they're going to go down, if not the best, at least in the same sentence with the best. You think that they played a high-powered team like Portland, held them 12 points under their average for the entire season. That's a tribute to their great defense. You look at the three guards will go down also in history as three of the best ever on one club. When you think of not only the clutch baskets, but the clutch three-point shooting, it's just absolutely amazing what they've accomplished.
It was a 5-game series, but we had 3 thrilling games, didn't we?
Well, a tribute to defense, excellent coaching staff, and like Sally says, the soldiers in the front line took care of the boards.
You were a great soldier for the last 2 years, Hubie Brown. Sensational work as an analyst. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Sig. It's been a lot of fun.
Well, I guess now the time has come. This is our last game, as many of you may know, and it's really the end of a 17-year love affair between CBS and the NBA. For every member of our broadcast team, and I mean technicians and cameramen, production people, the terrifically talented folks in the truck where it all happens, and of course the commentators, this has been an extraordinary experience. We've witnessed the careers of Julius Erving and Larry Bird and Magic Johnson. We've seen Michael Jordan take flight. All the players actually fired the imagination not only for an entire generation of NBA fans, but for all of us at CBS. We know we leave the NBA in good hands. But to Isiah and Akeem and Patrick and David Robinson, to all the players, coaches, and you, the viewers, we're going to miss all of you. So long.
Basketball game we have. Oscar Robertson throws to Kareem. 7 seconds. Kareem with a big pressure shot. Sends it to Curry. Sky, look up, and good. Lakers win. Score. And Magic Johnson is out there celebrating like they did for the NCAA championship. Foul. 1 second on the clock. Sampson. It goes. It's over.
folks. This is Captain Neely. Appears we've got the friendly skies all to ourselves.
While most people are just getting up, one airline is off to over 200 business centers across the U.S. United.
Thanks for flying with friendly skies.
When you look for champions, you look to CBS Sports.
This is CBS.